Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm the lyrical gangster, my friends, little old Magic Mac.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing.
Always love this song.
I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. He be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of.
I'll say now.
You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking. Or you and your homies might
Thanks to
lie.
Stevie Wonder.
I really hate the trip, but I gotta know.
Simply a great song.
Yeah, well, it's a Stevie Wonder song from Songs in the Key of Life.
Little homies wanna be like on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the
Get it, Coolio. Hey, by the by, Ed Gein, the musical, our feature presentation. I know what you're doing. You're scratching your noggin. Matt, isn't it Ed Gein? Yes. But there are so many pronunciations, so little time. And the guy was a mass murderer, so why give him credit? But it is Ed Gein, the producer, the director, the writer, the star of that movie on this show today, Ed Gein, the musical. But old Coolio, that didn't make me happy. That was one of those things that came out of nowhere. 59 years old. I can barely hear you, Mart. Mike was working great before you sat down.
I haven't done.
Mess with it. Mess with it.
Hello, check 1 2.
Jeez.
Check 1 2. Check. Okay.
Aren't you glad you're back?
Well, I think it was pissed off of me.
Yeah.
I think the mic was actually really legitimately pissed off of me.
Or just the opposite. Sort of happy you were gone for the last couple weeks, and now...
And Mark, you can take a deep breath.
Pissed that you're here.
The pro's back. You can take a deep breath.
Okay, that's good. That's my brother Mart.
All right.
Who just turned another year older. It was his birthday.
I did.
Why are you clanking that, Laura? You're the producer. You should know better than that. Oh, my God. Oh, man.
I did last Saturday, I did. And thanks for asking where I went last Saturday. Oh, wait,
I did. Well,
asked.
no, you mentioned it, and then I mentioned it on the show that a guy in his late 50s is heading to Hollywood, Cali for his birthday.
Yeah, you don't even know where I was.
But you're heading to Hollywood, Cali.
Hollywood Hills party. I was at Johnny Depp's cousin's house.
Wow.
That's where I was.
Guess where I was the same night.
You were?
I would
I
no.
didn't see you.
No,
Oh.
I said guess where I was
where?
the same night.
Where?
I was at the brother of Kaja Gugu's bass player's bathroom.
Well, no, I told Rick, I go, this makes so much sense for the show because we always have like brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles of the celebrity.
Oh,
Now I'm going to Johnny Depp's cousin's
Somebody that
place.
knew Johnny Depp.
No, it's a cousin. His cousin.
Well, you know,
Looks just like him.
You know,
too.
Tattoo Dave, who has not been here because he's been working. He's a union man. But Tattoo Dave's girlfriend used to, okay, let's just say date.
Johnny.
Yeah.
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 Hey, you know what?
So you're thinking to yourself, she's got to be pretty good looking, right?
Yeah, that's what I would think.
And is there anything else you're thinking? What?
I mean, a lot of things cross my mind.
Yeah.
Can you say any of them on the show?
I
really.
doubt it.
No.
I doubt it. But she's been confabbing with Tattoo Dave for years now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, how about that? How about them apples?
Well, look, he trumped me. He trumped me then. I was at Johnny Depp's cousin's house. And by the way, last weekend, this is...
But Tattoo Dave has been where...
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't need I say no? No.
See, this
Say no more.
See, this is weird because...
Say no more.
And then I looked it up after I got back from that thing, and last weekend, he found out, Johnny Depp found out, he has two cousins that he never knew about. There's a comedian, I forget his name, you can look him up, famous comedian, and a famous actor that are his freaking cousins. And they go, oh, we're your long-lost
And
cousins.
you're saying he never knew it?
He didn't know it. That's what he's saying. That's what.
Well, he better do a little blood work.
All right.
Yeah.
How you doing there, Lori?
Yeah.
Lori's the blondie on the show who was wearing a wife beater last week.
I know, I saw it.
Many requests from many a viewer and many a listener wishing that we had found a little water to throw on the old wife beater.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a good look. I watched a little bit of the show, and it was a good look.
Yeah, she looked good, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And you scratched your noggin. What happened?
Well,
Whoa.
what happened?
Yeah, anyway.
I didn't say that, Lori.
What happened?
According to TMZ, Coolio, real name artist Leon Ivy Jr., no wonder he changed it, went into the bathroom at his friend's house and didn't come out until he was found dead lying on the floor. Yeah. I'm hearing a little hum there. Bring your mic down, Laura. Let's see if it's coming from you.
No,
Yeah,
it's Marty.
yeah, it's definitely coming
not
from
me.
you.
No, it's not. It's
Well,
Marty.
if you just took down your microphone as I
didn't.
requested.
Can you hear me?
So
That
you
means
did.
I didn't.
So if you had done that, then I could have eliminated your microphone.
Well, it's not my microphone, as you can tell, because I'm still talking, right? So it's this microphone. Which
Coolio's longtime manager, Jerez. No, you hate unprofessional radio, which is us.
I hate all you guys.
Yeah. Jerez says Coolio went to the bathroom at his friend's house, and he didn't come out after a while. The friend kept calling for him, eventually went in, found Coolio lying on the floor.
What the hell?
Well, you know.
Got to be some drugs involved.
Or a heart attack.
Well, they didn't find any paraphernalia at the house.
It doesn't matter.
Is that what they're saying, Mark?
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's paraphernalia.
He just
Yeah.
had a heart attack.
Yeah,
You know, but as a child, I had paraphernalia from Johnson Smith Company.
Yeah.
Which were jokes and things you'd play on people. That little squirting toilet seat.
Snapping gum.
Yeah, snapping gum, the little loads you'd put at the end of your
cigarette.
of smokers.
Yeah.
And you'd put it in their cigarettes, and it'd either
Explodes.
make it snow or explode.
It would snap.
Yeah, so I had paraphernalia, but I never was a druggie. I never did the drugs.
I'm just saying, just because he didn't have that more,
Yeah, I didn't mean it.
it doesn't.
But why even go there?
Well-
I mean, it's a sad thing that Coolio
yeah, I hate to speculate, but
is dead at 59 years old.
that's young.
And speaking of pop stars, woke pop star Rihanna to perform at Super Bowl 57 halftime show. And God, does anyone care?
No.
Does anyone care who the hell is performing halftime at a Super Bowl? I don't understand it. I've never understood it. Who gives an S? It's all hype.
Yep.
It's the Super Bowl people. It's the franchise hyping this thing like it's some big thing. Rihanna, who gives an F?
I can tell you that
Mark C.G. Boyer?
Prince's performance some years ago was off the hook at that.
Who cares?
back
Go
to-
see him in concert.
Yeah.
Can't
Go
do that.
see him.
Can't see that now.
I'm trying on a scale of 1 to 10. Dumb. I'm just.
Well, no, I mean,
Mark is below the 1 point now.
yeah, it's double zeros.
And
You're the one who wanted me to go see
Keep it up,
so in
Mark.
case you just tuned in, Ed Gein, the musical.
Gan or Gain? I'm just wondering.
Ed Gein, the man, you know, the Chainsaw Massacre guy.
course.
That movie was based on Ed Gein.
So he must know
out of the Midwest.
He must know Rob Zombie then too, because Rob Zombie did the remakes of those.
Well, why don't you ask him that question?
I will.
I don't have that one written down. So when Dan Davies comes
will.
on with us, please, you ask that question of Dan,
Geins.
who was smart enough years ago to take a look at those horrific murders and say, I think there's a musical in there somewhere. So we'll talk to him. And you know who I discovered
Bizarre.
is watching us on YouTube?
Yeah, who's that?
At Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. That's what you punch into YouTube and you'll
Very
find
simple,
us.
Yeah.
Our friend Pete. Our writer friend,
Oh.
Pete Colburn.
Oh, he's watching.
I did not know that.
He's so silent lately.
Oh, he is. And I said, where in the F have you been for the last year?
Really?
His answer was, fagging off. So,
That just sounds like Pete.
whatever that means. And by the way, as you're about to get upset that I said fagging off, that's a quote from him, not from me.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's watching this is you're one of the 13 viewers, and I appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you, Pete Colburn, out of the woke Salem, Oregon area. But he lives in the area of Salem that is certainly not woke.
He's got to be really bored to watch this.
Well, he sent me this note.
Oh, boy.
And it said some people thought that President Biden's anti-MAGA primetime address with a blood red background resembled something out of a Star Wars movie, but I'm not sure I agree. So what he did was compile the highlights of the speech, and he wants you beautiful listener and viewer to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, to be the judge, and I think that's only fair. And it's only 1 minute and 27 seconds, so take this in and listen closely.
Citizens, Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans, they believe American people deserve free and fair elections, and that democracy must be defended. But they're wrong. I believe American democracy has to fail. And I believe it's my duty to decide elections in America. And that's precisely what we're doing. To tell the truth, in the 2020 election, Donald Trump and the Republicans, they were cheated. I believe we can and must do that again. I will not respect the Constitution. I want to succeed in thwarting the will of the people. That's why I give power to partisans and cronies to undermine democracy itself. America must choose blind loyalty to a single leader and a willingness to engage in political violence. The freedom to vote must be taken from you, the American people. That is the work of my presidency, a mission I believe in with my whole soul.
There he is. You be the judge. That's Joseph Biden. And his beautiful speech the other day in front of the blood-red background.
Well, how do you like that?
Yeah, how do you like that, huh? Yeah, that's Joe fake President Biden. And last week I was mentioning that I do watch a little too much YouTube, and there are always those headlines that capture your attention, and this one got mine.
Oh, you mean the headlines like "My brother Mart's an asshole"? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
That kind of headline.
Yes.
Because and I'm surprised YouTube left it up there, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like, I saw it.
Yes.
And I'm like,
that's the
beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
the sort of headline I'm talking about. Yes.
Happy birthday, Marty.
Well, I was only up there for a year, a day and a half.
Year.
it was beautiful.
But this one caught my attention. At almost 101, he is the oldest living star. Now, if you recall, I've been finding these YouTube clips about celebrities with probably 30% facts and then 70% made up crap,
Yeah.
but they don't do it tongue in cheek. They do it as though these are truths about these celebrities. Have you seen any of these, Mark?
I'm with you on that, man.
But I mean, where you're buying it and you're into it, and then all of a sudden you're scratching your noggin.
you go,
That doesn't sound right.
No. And then how about the celebrity deaths?
Oh, yeah,
It'll show somebody that died.
The fake deaths.
Oh, yeah. Michael J. Fox today. It's like, yeah.
Michael J. Fox, by the way, still alive.
Yeah.
All right. I want to run through some of this, and Mark C.G. Boyer, who is our fact checker here on Outlaw Radio,
Yes,
I
I
want
am.
you to be ready with your phone to fact check some of these items.
I hope
now,
it's quick.
Now, you can say,
I'm ready at the quick.
well, we'll see, Lori.
Well, Matt, is he quick?
Well,
Lori's singing in her laugh.
Yeah.
That's the Long Island way.
It wasn't bad, though. It's a B flat with a C sharp in there. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay. I think I'm in the same key. We can almost harmonize our laugh.
Yeah.
Let's do it together.
Well, now you've changed it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm going to play some of this.
Don't ever change it.
And it starts with Robert Redford. Now, we know that Robert Redford is alive. And I tried to pare this thing down, but the part you won't hear them talk about Robert Redford, he was talking about, he was in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid in the 50s. Well, that was I think 67, 69 movie.
That wasn't 50.
So that wasn't 50, so they're wrong there. And then get ready to pause some of this. Here we go, Laura. This is, and by the way, they never got to the almost 101 oldest living star. There was none in this clip. Here we go.
These legendary stars you forgot are...
Pause. And by the way, it's a good comical, cartoony voiceover guy. So he's a pro.
Yeah.
Whoever's doing this, you hired a professional voiceover guy, so you tend to buy into it. Go ahead.
These legendary stars you forgot are still alive and kicking. Hollywood's a funny place. One day you're on top of the world, and the next you're desperately hoping for a comeback. Here are some legendary stars you probably forgot are still alive and kicking.
All right, here we go.
Robert Redford.
I skipped past.
It's clear that Robert Redford is still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
Shirley MacLaine. Shirley MacLaine is one of Hollywood's most venerable actresses.
Right.
And at 83, she's still going strong.
Pause. How old is Shirley MacLaine?
I don't know.
You're supposed to be
Shirley
checking.
MacLaine.
Yeah, you should have been. I think that's why Lori Downey Jr., our producer, mentioned, I hope he can do this quickly.
No.
He's 88.
So he's 88. And by the way, if you then say that, okay, they relabeled this, because this is labeled 3 days ago. They relabeled this video, but it's an old video. The math doesn't work for this stuff either.
Still doesn't.
None of them work, because it doesn't work because the facts are incorrect. Continue, Laura.
She got her start in the 1950s, appearing in a string of hit movies like The Trouble with Harry and The Apartment. But it was her performance in Aurora Greenway and Terms of Endearment that cemented her status as a Hollywood legend. Since then, she's appeared in dozens of films and television shows, winning an Academy Award, multiple Golden Globes, and even a BAFTA. In recent years, she's been especially active on the small screen, starring in the hit series Downton Abbey.
Pause. Was she in Downton Abbey?
No.
No.
Right?
No.
She was never in Downton
I didn't
Abbey.
think so. It's that other old Brit. That other old famous Brit. That's what I thought. I didn't think she was in Downton Abbey.
No.
You know what, Matt? You're correct when you say this guy has the cadence.
He's good.
the
No, he's
cadence
good.
And the voice of like a good VO guy.
No, he's a
Good,
pro.
yeah.
He's a pro.
Yeah, he's got
Okay,
it.
continue.
Receiving critical acclaim for her performance in American Horror Story Coven. Clearly,
Pause. Was she in that?
I don't remember her in that.
I do. I remember Coven.
You
I
do?
think
Yeah, but
she
Shirley
might have-
MacLaine?
She might have been.
Okay, continue.
What the heck, Marty?
Yeah, go ahead.
Shirley MacLaine is still very much alive and kicking, and we can't wait to see what she does
How about
next.
2 meals and Miss Sister
Olivia
Sarah?
de Havilland. Olivia de Havilland is not only alive, but she's also thriving.
Pause. Olivia de Havilland has been dead for
Yes.
several years,
Yes.
She's thriving.
but thriving. She's not only alive, but dead
thriving.
and thriving. Continue.
The Academy Award-winning actress has outlived both her sister and her son, and she currently resides in Paris with her family.
Lie.
De Havilland's career spanned more than 6 decades.
Maybe
and she appeared
underground.
in nearly 50 films. She's perhaps best known for her roles in Gone with the Wind and The Adventures of Robin Hood.
Yeah, she's been dead for
In
years.
recent years, de Havilland has made headlines for her outspoken views on the film industry, and she's been an outspoken critic of the Hollywood studio system. Despite her advanced age, de Havilland remains a force
How
to be
old was
reckoned
she
with,
when she
and
died?
She shows
Or how
no
long ago did she die, Mark?
End of July 2020.
Okay, so she's been dead a couple years. All right, continue.
signs of slowing down.
She lived to be old.
Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood is one of Hollywood's most iconic actors, directors, and producers.
Yeah.
He first came to prominence in the television series Rawhide, and later rose to international fame with his starring roles in Sergio Leone's Dollars trilogy.
Leone, but
Eastwood has since appeared in over 70 films,
All right.
and his work has earned him numerous awards,
Get ready.
including an Academy Award for Best Picture. Although he's now in his early 90s, Eastwood shows no signs of slowing
that's
down.
true.
He most recently
92.
directed and starred in The Mule, a crime drama that was both a critical and commercial success.
Pause. The Mule was not a critical or a commercial success.
No. It failed.
Do you see how they do this, Lori? It wasn't a critical
No.
or no. The critics didn't like it,
Nobody
and commercially they didn't like
Yeah.
it. And I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I
haven't seen it either, but-
And I damn near like anything Clint does. But
Yeah.
go ahead.
With his unique mix of charisma and talent, Eastwood continues to entertain audiences around the world, proving that he is still alive and kicking. Sophia Loren. It's hard to believe that Sophia Loren is already in her mid-80s. The Italian actress and sex symbol has been a Hollywood icon for over 6 decades.
She died
and
a couple
shows
years
no
ago,
signs
right?
of slowing.
No.
I thought she
Though
did.
she's retired from acting,
She's still alive?
Yes.
88.
Okay, continue.
active in the public eye, appearing at events and giving interviews. In recent
God
years,
bless
she's
you,
also
Sophia.
published a memoir and launched her own line of clothing and cosmetics.
Pause. Do you think Sophia Loren launched her own clothing and cosmetic line?
could've.
That sounds bogus.
Well, she could have, but I don't think she did.
That sounds like a crock. Continue.
As she approaches her 90th birthday, Sophia Loren is still as beautiful and vivacious as ever.
Not true.
Proving that age is just a number.
Shut up.
No.
Doris Day. As any fan of Doris Day knows, she's still alive and kicking at the ripe old age of 97.
Pause. She's been dead, I think,
Long
for
time.
years.
Long
I think
time.
Doris Day has been dead for years. Continue, Laura.
It's amazing to think that she's been around for almost a century. And even more amazing to think that she's still going strong. Her career spans an incredible 7 decades, and she shows no
May
signs of slowing
2019.
down. Even now, she remains an active campaigner.
She died
for
3
animal
years ago.
welfare, a cause that's close
Almost
to her heart.
4 years
Oh, I
ago.
remember
In
that
recent
now.
years,
Yeah,
she's
we
also
talked
become a
about
vocal advocate for seniors' rights.
No,
It's
she
clear that
hasn't.
Doris Day is very much alive and kicking, and we can all learn a lot from her incredible example.
She's dead.
Tony Bennett.
Uh-huh.
Believe it or not, Tony
Pause.
Bennett.
Pause. So the fact is, he is alive, but listen and get ready to pause.
Tony Bennett.
I don't need that, Mark. Go ahead.
Still alive and kicking. The legendary musician will turn 93 this month, but he shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, he's still actively touring and recording new
Pause.
music.
He's retired. He's suffering an ailment.
Yeah.
And
Actively touring.
No, and he quit. And he
Right.
quit the biz because he's unable to perform.
His
Continue.
memory, right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Though he's best known for his classics like I Left My Heart in San Francisco, Bennett has continued to evolve over the years, collaborating with a wide range of artists like Lady Gaga and Duke Ellington, as for many years to come.
Yeah.
Thanks for the memories, Tony.
Uh-huh.
Julie Andrews and Angela Lansbury. Julie Andrews is a legendary actress who starred in classic films such as Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music.
Is she still alive?
She's
Didn't
also
she
won
die?
an Oscar, a Golden Globe, and 3 Emmy Awards for her
I'm not
work on
sure
television.
with her.
Julie Andrews is 83 years old and still going strong. Angela Lansbury is a legendary actress who
thought
starred
she
in
died.
classic films such as
Yeah.
Gaslight and The Manchurian Candidate. She's also won 5 Tony Awards for her work on
87.
Broadway, as well as an Oscar,
Julie's 87.
3 Golden Globes,
Still alive.
and 3 Emmy Awards for her work on
Type
television.
those in. Don't say.
Angela Lansbury is 93 years old and still going strong.
Is that it?
No, but we gotta go.
Okay.
Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, yeah.
It's been more than 50
This is a
years
good
since
one.
Dick Van Dyke
This is a good
first
one.
graced
Listen.
our TV screens, but the lovable actor is still going strong. At 91, Van
Pause.
Dyke
And we'll end with this Dick Van Dyke, so get ready. Go.
Okay.
shows no signs of slowing down, and he's still got
Oh,
that same
pause.
twinkle in-
Didn't he say he was 91? Dick Van Dyke is like 98 years old.
Absolutely.
96 here.
Yeah, okay, go.
his eye. He's currently starring in a new series called The Dick Van Dyke Show Revisited.
Pause.
His view-
That's a lie.
Yep.
Not.
He's not.
I was in the last
He's
big-
not. Continue.
There's a behind-the-scenes look at the classic sitcom. Van Dyke is also an active philanthropist, and he recently gave away his entire estate to charity.
Pause. That never happened. Let's go to
No.
break. That never happened.
He's still got his palatial place in Malibu.
See, that's
Yeah.
the thing. You can get away with friggin' anything on YouTube. It's the wild, wild west. Lie to your heart's content because these millennials and younger, they believe all this crap. Not that they give an ass about any of these old stars, but can't you see them at a party recounting lies? We'll be this after back.
Outlaw Laboratories. With over 200 research workers, academic staff, and PhD students worked around the clock 7 days a week for 9 years. And today, we deliver broadcasting from atomic scale components, 21st century technology, talk, stars, and subliminal messaging. Motivating, stimulating, mildly erotic, 24/7. Outlaw Radio.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back to Outlaw Radio, live from the Lightning Lounge, smoking, drinking, interrupting from an 1876 Virginia City, Nevada-style bar. Did you hear that, Mark?
Inappropriate. No,
He's just yelling for no apparent reason. Lori, did you hear that? Lori Downey Jr., our producer.
It's called timing, Mark.
Timing.
Yeah.
I don't want an answer to any question right now. Oh, God.
No, he'll never get it.
I don't understand. How long have you been doing this, Mark? And then he keeps talking while I'm talking.
Yeah, well, it's fine.
Oh, God. Oh.
This ain't like the Burl Bear Show. We try to have at least some professionalism when it comes to Outlaw Radio.
Can I get some decorum? Decorum. It's a big word.
And potato chips and something to munch on, please. Virgin Airways.
Yeah.
I've never flown Virgin, but always wanted to in the past, and now, not a chance in hell.
Oh, really?
Not a chance in hell.
What came down?
Wow.
Virgin Airways transgender woke commercial.
Oh, no.
Yeah, commercial celebrating the clinical illness known as gender dysphoria. Now, they don't put it that way, but, you probably wouldn't see that in a caption in their commercial.
Let's just say what
it's gender dysphoria.
Yeah, let's say
yes,
what it is.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's a term that describes a sense of unease that a person may have because of a mismatch between their biological sex and their gender identity. And when you get old enough to take action on that, then go ahead. But leave our kids out of it.
Yeah, please.
Leave our kids out of it. Mm-hmm. I mean, Lori Downey Jr. was sort of a guy girl when she was a kid, right?
I was a tomboy.
Yeah, and I love the tomboys, but it doesn't make you a lesbian, does it?
I've seen
not necessarily.
I've seen her penis, and it's not bad.
No?
You guys are really sick.
Yeah. What do you mean, you guys? That was Mart. That was my brother Mart.
Well, you're connected.
I haven't seen it, Lori.
You're connected. I have.
I haven't seen it.
Unfortunately, you haven't.
But I want you to understand that this is started by looks like a female. I don't know. Could be a man, and then there are interspersed men, ladies, lady men.
Yeah, some are hot.
And but have you seen this?
No, not that. Not what you're
talking about. Oh. I'm not talking about other parts of the world where people visit and they say that they're just going there to buy clothes.
So is this some kind of commercial or something?
I know one or two people that do that. And they say, well, no, you get the best deals on clothes there.
Louis Vuitton is cheap over there.
Although, there are good-looking females that aren't female. Right?
Right.
Where are you exactly?
They're boys.
Well.
What do you mean, where am I?
Well, where are you exactly that you're traveling?
I'm not going to say the Philippines, or I'm not going to say anything else like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
But I've known a couple businessmen that for some reason that is their choice,
right?
Their destination, and I never asked why, but they offer because they have great deals on clothes.
That's it.
And I'm thinking, but I didn't ask.
No.
Which is sort of suspect, don't you think?
Well, I mean, if they have to justify why they flew there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Have you ever been there?
The Philippines? No.
No, but there are some hot-looking boy chicks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, little man chick.
Almost Yiddish.
But the minute you find the unit, if you're a heterosexual male, I just don't think. I think the interest is sort of waning at that point.
I'm not sure though. Sometimes you got to continue. If you're committed, if you're in it,
no.
and you're committed, you just go.
So is
No, I'm
this
kidding.
just
I-
specific
No matter
to
how
that
much,
area?
no matter how much tequila or bourbon. No.
Me either.
What, Lori?
Is it just specific to that country?
No.
Well.
Yeah.
All right, so this is a Virgin Air commercial celebrating the clinical illness known as gender dysphoria. And enjoy, won't you?
I wanted to be involved in this campaign to affect change in this world. I have a trans non-binary child, so for me, changing the world is my job as a mom and as a friend and an ally. I feel
Pause.
fabulous.
That's her job.
I want to know how she wants to change the world.
Well, why is that her job?
I don't know.
That's my job.
It's my
as a
job
mother. Yeah.
to make the masses look at 1.5, not even 1%
Half a percent.
of human beings on this planet, not with a jaundiced eye. And nobody does.
That's her job.
I wish I were transsexual now. I'd get a real gig.
There's still time for you, Matt.
I'd be hired
you're correct.
in Hollywood again. It wouldn't be over, Johnny. Over.
Just, some pumps and a nice wig, and you're there.
Then Mark has to double down on that.
It's implicated in.
Mark.
Is this pound Mark into the ground day?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
He
Well, as long as he remains an idiot, I guess it's easy to do.
he wants this. He wants
I guess he
this.
does.
You know what, Laura, you're
Any
right.
amount of airtime, man.
Yes.
Correct. I don't care if they're putting me down or they're throwing me under a bus, as long as they talk about me. Yeah, I don't tell anyone that I'm on this because, but I like being talked about. All right, this is more of that Virgin Air woke commercial.
And ferocious. And I am ready to take flight.
Be Yourself campaign means absolutely everything to me. I get to be myself, a non-binary person. I have the choice of a uniform,
Pause.
which is
Binary pass.
Hey, and P.S., you're at a job. You're working at a job at Virgin Airways. When we take a job, we don't necessarily are hired to be ourselves. Right?
So is this a stewardess or a steward or something?
There's stewardess, there's flight attendants. Lori?
What?
That's how woke you are these days. There is no such thing as a stewardess anymore. Been a flight attendant for 35 years.
Long time.
Yeah. Don't be unwoke, Lori.
Okay.
But I think this is either a boy who's a chick or a chick who's a boy. Continue.
a massively big thing. It's so important.
Pause. What is important? That you get your way at your job instead of simply doing your job and providing safety for those customers on a big old metal tube flying through the air at 250 miles an hour.
You know why I kind of believe her? Because she's got that English accent.
You always, yes, and that's the thing with the British accent. No matter how stupid they are,
They sound like they're...
we tend to give them some sort of credence when it comes to mental capability. It's ridiculous.
It's got to be the royal.
Yeah, it's a fish, it's a fish. A fishy fish, a fishy.
Where could it be?
Where is the fish gone?
It looks a fish.
I'm dressed as a fish because that's who I am today, which means that they could dress, if you follow this to the logical conclusion, these people working for Virgin Airways could dress as a fish if that's what they identify on that day. That's what they're saying here.
Could be a good bit.
Instead of simply doing a job A lot of people doing gigs they don't like.
Right.
They do a lot of things they don't like. There are dress codes at some of these jobs. They don't like it, but they're handed a paycheck by the man.
You bring a good point up when you say that. You said that.
Of course I do. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Continue with this woke Virgin Air commercial celebrating the clinical illness known as gender dysphoria.
This policy allows everyone to have a seat at the table. It's not taken away from anyone.
Pause. So here's a gay dude, I'm assuming. Could be a girl, happen to be a man, I don't know. But
Did you see this spot?
This allows everyone a seat at the table. It doesn't take away from anyone. Well, how about those people who don't want this shoved down their throat? Right? How
I
about
don't even know what they're talking about.
Right. Well, Lori,
Because I don't know what they're saying. I can't get to it. I hear the music, the same song over and over again.
I think my son did the soundtrack for this too.
You know,
Is that right?
It's horrible. That
Lori.
is horrible. What?
Original
I have
sound.
no idea what you're talking about.
Original soundtrack from Studio 54. I thought you would get into this being a New Yorker and all.
No.
Continue.
Allowing everyone from the community to just have a voice.
It's not about cancelling people. It's not about removing women.
Pause. It's about canceling normal.
Wait
Yeah,
a
it
minute.
is.
Can we just hear what they're saying?
It's about canceling normal.
Oh my God.
Continue.
Men, it's just about more inclusive language.
More inclusive
My
language.
pronouns are, to be fair, any pronouns, she, her, they, them. I feel great. I'm not gonna lie. I feel very swell. I put it on. I said, yeah.
I don't even know what she's saying.
Lori, hey,
Honest to God,
Lori.
I don't even know what she's saying.
Lori.
Yeah.
I listened to that one about 4 times.
Yeah.
I can't
She just
understand.
can't make it up.
I heard something about non-binary.
I heard something about pits.
I heard something about acid.
You know what I heard? I heard this. I heard it's a rabbit. It's got big teeth. It's mean.
Yeah, because I listened, and I couldn't decipher what this idiot stick was saying.
Lori's correct, man. You can't understand what the hell they're talking about.
But by the way, that person will be helping you when in a burning crash.
No, they won't.
And
It's their job.
And when this person is talking to you, giving you instruction,
Oh, good luck.
you're in the seat burning, saying, "What? What did she, Shem, he, she? What did she say?"
Now these are the jaws of life. So we put the jaws of life in it to get you out.
Mark, that's different. I can understand what you're saying. This person, I can't understand. Continue with the Virgin Airways new commercial.
Feels very much like me. Like I feel very affirmed in this. Like I just feel like myself. I love it.
What the hell?
I don't know.
Something about an affair, and she's happy to be herself.
Affair?
That's what I thought.
I don't know. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay.
There's that music.
If we are clean and we are pressed and we are looking the way we're supposed to look, then why aren't we able to present as we identify? And not
Pause.
so
Let me tell you why. Because maybe the person who pays you, who hands you a paycheck every week or every 2 weeks, doesn't like what you identify as.
Wait a minute.
But do your job correctly, and I got no problem with it.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Are they saying, is this commercial like against Virgin Airlines or is it for Virgin Airlines?
Lori, this is a Virgin Airlines commercial.
Oh, it's not a spoof on Virgin Airlines.
Oh, see, that's funny, Lori. Lori.
Should be.
I don't feel like then.
It should be. It should be, but it's not.
But what they're saying doesn't sound like they're very much supported.
Well, but even though in this day and age, the transgender LGBTQEIEIO, and on this farm there was an LGBTQO, LGBTQ,
The tempo got slowed down.
BTQ,
Come on, let's get this over with.
BTQ, and LG was their name, their pronoun.
So stupid. I don't get it. Whatever. Here they come. Because it's only 5 seconds.
Lori, okay,
What?
go ahead.
beautiful about Virgin Atlantic.
That song again. Okay.
Yeah.
Techno pop.
Hit me now.
I don't get it. Matt, I don't get it. I don't even know what the message was, honest to God.
The message is accept us no matter how weird we are. fly Virgin Airwaves. See, I could have done that in 4 seconds.
Is that
right?
the slogan?
Good voiceover.
Yeah.
Right there.
It's a slogan.
Well, it's my slogan for Virgin Airwaves.
Right.
Okay.
Accept us no matter how abnormal we are.
Boom.
Boom.
That's done. Cut, print.
Slug line, boom. Lori, why are we going to break early?
We're not. It's time to go.
I have at least a minute more. Okay, but here's what I'll do. I'll make it up in the next segment where you will want to be here, my friends, because
or not.
this sort of dovetails with that Virgin Airways transgender woke commercial with a man that was put on the map about 3 years ago. And I'm proud to say that I was behind this guy from the very beginning and played him, and I will play him again next on Outlaw.
Bass. Vision, dreams of passion. And all the while I think of you. A very strange reaction. The more I see, the more I do.
Plantains, by any other name, are still bananas. And now there's a new game in town led by an hombre named Matt. A poker-playing, cigar-smoking, barbecue-eating talker. They call him Magic in these parts. And he's made bananas a kind of art form. The kind of talking that makes people sit up and bark at the moon.
Don't live his fate.
Ordinary just got better. Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
If you have just found yourself in our midst and weren't with us a couple minutes ago, I played the Virgin Airways transgender woke commercial celebrating gender dysphoria. Welcome back to Outlaw Radio on YouTube, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, and throughout the nation on great radio stations with great program directors and programming staff who have the wherewithal to put us on their airwaves.
For now.
For today, as you're listening.
Yeah.
If you recall, about 3 or 4 years ago, this dude who I have been championing and I've been playing, I think I played, and it wasn't an interview, he was outspoken at a meeting with the city council in North Carolina. Remember that big black guy who was going off about gun rights?
Yes.
And sticking it right up the council's you-know-what?
Yeah.
Right?
I know exactly.
Well, this man has become Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina.
God bless him.
He's done huge things, and this dovetails with that Virgin Airways transgender woke commercial celebrating gender dysphoria. And you'll get this. And this guy is so good, man. I'll tell you what, Governor Robinson for president, if you don't mind me saying. I would vote for this man so quick it'd make your head spin. This is the newest from Mark Robinson, who has had enough, and he sounds like a preacher, but I think that's in his favor. Mark Robinson, Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina.
You can go to the doctor and get cut up. You can go down to the dress shop and get made up. You can go down there and get drugged up. But at the end of the day, you were just a drugged up, dressed up, made up, cut up, man or woman. You can't transcend God's creation. I don't care how hard you try. The transgender movement in this country, if there's a movement in this country that is demonic and that is full of the spirit of Antichrist, it is the transgender movement. They're dragging our kids down into the pit of hell, trying to teach them that mess in our schools. Tell you like this, that ain't got no place at no school. 2 + 2 don't equal transgender. It equals 4. You need to get back to teaching them how to read.
I teach my elementary school students about gender identity. I teach my students that there's a whole spectrum of gender identities. Some people are girls, some are boys, some are both, some are neither. Gender is all about how we feel on the inside and how we express ourselves.
No, it's not.
I am an out teacher at my school, out as both bisexual and trans. So none of the kids knew me as trans, but I wanted to talk about it. One day during lunch, we hosted the Tea Talk, and I spent about 10 minutes talking about the difference between gender, sex, and sexual orientation.
Excellent.
First, Gender Queer is a story about a trans girl.
This is a gal at a city council talking to the city council.
Pictures of them giving each other oral sex all throughout the book.
Ma'am, I'm going to ask you to stop.
That's city council.
Obscene.
Oh, well, it's in your libraries.
Thank you. Please.
It is obscene.
Thank you.
Exactly my point. And I'll stop there.
It's in your
the
library.
Parking lot of Weaver Elementary School in Los Alamitos, a group of parents upset by the sleeping arrangements at a school-organized science camp. Parents say their 5th grade girls told them some of the biologically male counselors at Camp Pali in San Bernardino identified as they, them, and spent 3 nights sleeping in cabins with the young girls.
We have seen here in Florida, as we've seen school districts that have curriculum. It's part of their instruction.
Pause for 1 sec, Lori.
Gender theory.
This dude has the toughest time saying curriculum. And he's going to say it again. It has nothing to do with our point.
Poor guy.
Except,
I mean, San Bernardino is the first thing.
I felt bad for him. Go, Lori.
And the discussion around gender that comes with that curriculum. We have seen that in school districts in Florida. There's also some school districts that actually have questionnaires that they do with children. And so there is a legitimate concern, and there's been even parents that have reached out, told their story in in committee as well, kind of telling their story of this occurring in the classroom with their kids.
Yeah, there he is.
And he's not gay.
No, and that dude, what?
He's not gay.
Why would you say
He
that?
sounds gay.
What do you care, Marty?
What do you care? I'm with Lori on this one. Why do you care?
I don't know.
Trevor Noah in the news. Not just that, but satire as confession. This director, Adam McKay, produces a fake Chevron ad, and it's blasphemous, but damn it, it's funny. Next hour, plus Ed Gein.
Yep, Gein.
Remember that axe murder?
Yeah.
The musical.
Right.
The man behind it. Yep. The man starring in the movie. The man who wrote it, produced it. Next on Outlaw Radio, on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube.
we're the last line of defense. And really, the comedians are the last, the voice of truth in this whole thing.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time! Outlaw Radio for all of us. Outlaw Radio for all of us. Outlaw Radio for all of us.
Hi, this is Sean Young on Outlaw Radio.
Hey, this is Shelley Berman on Outlaw Radio. Listen, come on, listen to me or listen to Matt. If you like being bored, it's great for you.
It's Robert Hayes. I'm here on Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt, a.k.a. The Weasel. We are here to drink. We're here to smoke. We're here to interrupt. You may drink. You may smoke. You may interrupt, but I'm here to...
Live from the Lighten Up Lounge, this is Dom DeLuise saying, this is Outlaw Radio.
Hi, this is Chuck Woolery at Lighten Up Lounge on Outlaw Radio. It was lots of fun, guys. Be back 2 and 2.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to Outlaw Radio, where we smoke, we drink, and occasionally we bother people who look old and weak.
Hi, this is Rick Dees with Magic Matt, a.k.a. Mr. Cigar, in the Lighten Up Lounge. We drink, we smoke, we interrupt.
Wow, wow. Sounds so trite to say, but October already? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What happened to September? Another trite thing to say. It is your captain of triteness, Magic Matt, here on Outlaw Radio. Heard throughout the country on great radio stations and on YouTube under Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, if you can reach us there, although they do everything in their power to keep us off the grid on YouTube because they're a bunch of Nazi bastards.
They are.
Lori, that music sounds a little loud. Maybe it's just in my phone.
It's loud.
It is loud, right?
Yeah. This is like a bit with her now. It's like no.
Here's what. So Lori's
during break.
Lori's trying to reach this guy, but she won't listen to my instruction, saying that because she obviously the handheld phone that she's using, he can't hear her. So when he calls back on this line,
I have him. I don't know if he can hear us.
He can hear us as long as he's through the board.
Oh my God.
That's just a problem with your handset.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Dan.
Did I? It's 1957, my friends. It's a well-oiled machine. Ed Gein has just been arrested after committing his second murder. Through a series of flashbacks and imagined memories, we see Ed's story through his own eyes while hearing his story through parodies of classic songs. After his mother dies, Ed finally goes completely off the deep end, digging up recently deceased females to be his girlfriends, using their remains for whatever he sees fit, singing his way through the corpses and eventually murders. Once Ed's deeds are finally found out, the sheriffs and his deputies must sort through the wreckage of this unrelenting, terrible narrator. This is a treatment on crazy, my friends, and a twisted romp through Ed's imagination. Ed Gein, the musical, manages to be both a wild fantasy and a fairly historical account about Ed's crimes and his depravity and his capture. And this is Ed singing. Turn it up, Lori. This is such a tasty song. Could have been performed by Ed Gein himself. Or is this Ed Gein? Or is it John Denver? Or perhaps Johnny Cash? He sings, "What have I done because he's done some bad things.
I cannot wash the stains off my hands or my eyes.
Literally blood, I believe. So there's some remorse there.
It kind of gives you chills, though.
Yeah, there is. He's remorseful.
Yeah.
Daniel Joseph, Dan Davies, how are you, my friend?
Hello, Matt. Hello, Lori. Hello, gang.
Yeah.
Hey.
There he is, Dan Davies, who he and I are about the same age, which has nothing to do with the fact that he's on with us today. He's an American actor, screenplay writer, producer who wrote, co-produced, and starred in a movie that was released about 12 years ago, almost 13, a comedy film, Ed Gein, the musical, about the cannibalistic murderer and grave robber, Ed Gein. And you are a Wisconsin guy, are you not, Daniel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Very proud of it.
I love it, and we are very proud to be the first to put on the map the fact that you're grabbing theaters again with this beautiful production. Is that correct?
That is correct. You guys are our kickoff to our 13th anniversary screening coming up this December, and it hasn't been seen in over 10 years.
Wow.
So we're excited.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, when you get a wow out of Lori, you know this is a big deal.
Right, and it was a wow, not a wow.
No, it's a wow. That's
right.
the way they speak on Long Island.
Yes.
So you're minding your own business, and one day you think, well, it was cannibalistic, and it was sort of nasty and really bloody. I smell comedy in this. How did that come to pass, Dan?
Well, you guys would really appreciate this. It was, over 20 years ago. I was with a friend. We were drinking Wisconsin libations, smoking some cigars, and maybe smoking something else, but I'm not going to say
Hey, be careful.
So I know. No, it was cigars in Wisconsin beer.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine, I'm actually from that area, about 15 minutes from Plainfield, where Ed Gein was from. But during this time in the mid-'90s, there was a filmmaker from New York, Errol Morris, who was doing a documentary on Ed Gein. And my friend said, well, I'd like to do a documentary too. And I said, well, I'd like to do a comedy musical about him. And he looked at me like I had three heads.
Yeah, right.
And then I knew I was onto something.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really a good idea.
Did you, hey Dan, in the 12 years since you put this thing together, hey, have you made a buck on this?
Yeah, we traveled with it. Originally, we did 500 screenings, theatrical screenings in 11 states. It got onto PBS and Retro TV Network. And it's a very low-budget film. We spent less than $25,000 to make it. So we're in the black.
Yeah, okay, well that's good. And but you star as Ed Gein, do you not, Dan Davies?
I do. Yeah. That is the truth. I wrote it and produced it and star in it as well.
But Dan, is that you singing the song in the beginning?
You know, so on that soundtrack, which actually about one half to two-thirds of the songs are actually me singing, but that's our musical director, who is also an actor and one of the producers on the film, Will Kaiser, singing on that song.
Right.
He's got a great voice.
Yeah, he does have a good voice. Really talented.
Yeah, we're talking to a Milwaukee, Wisconsin guy, and as you know, if you listen to Outlaw Radio regularly in the great state of Wisconsin, and I'm sure you do, Dan Davies, you know that we love Wisconsinites. We love you people.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we are big fans. And what was the Milwaukee beer of choice almost 13 years ago that sort of entered your cranium? Hey, Ed Gein, the musical. That's a good idea.
Milwaukee.
It was either Pabst Blue Ribbon or Old Milwaukee.
Old Milwaukee. That's what I said. It's Old Milwaukee. Yeah, right?
Yeah,
One or the other.
Those were my go-tos for years. They still are, actually.
Now, is it pronounced Wapaka?
Wapaka.
Wapaka High School in Wapaka, Wisconsin. Graduated from the University of Wisconsin, lacrosse with a BA in political science and English.
You played lacrosse?
Obviously not nothing theatrical, I guess. Right?
No. I mean, it was the only 2 degrees I could get and still drink a lot.
But I like this dude. He claims a little Irish in his blood. So do I. I've got a little Irish in there.
Top of the morning to you.
But and a little Indian heritage, which we do.
We have also.
Our family have Indian heritage.
Cherokee.
The one thing though that we're missing is something that you share with the great Tom Jones. You have some Welsh in there, Dan Davies.
Yes, I'm proud of all my ethnicities, proud of all my lineage.
That should be. Yeah.
Irish and Seneca Indian.
Yeah, it's not unusual that you have some Welsh in you.
It's very good.
So,
what's new, pussycat? Yeah.
So here he is.
Strike back, touche.
Here he is in 1997. Dan Davies, minding his own business. He writes and hosts an instructional video, "The Games We Used to Play." What is that? What was that?
So what I wanted it to be was kids today, even starting in the 90s, were going to the video games and not getting fresh air and exercise. And I thought, remember the old school games that you and I used to play, Matt? You're my age.
Space Invaders.
Pong.
Space Invaders, yes.
Well, but I mean physical games that we'd play outside, hide and go seek. And
Kick the can?
Yeah, kick the can and kickball.
Find the muffin? Oh, maybe I was the only one.
Wait a minute.
Maybe I was the only one.
Did you find it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. And it's been, but believe me, it is never-ending troubles ever since.
You never want to find the muffin.
No. It's cost me millions of dollars. I'd be a multi-millionaire today if years ago I did not find the muffin.
Right.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
So you're doing this video, the games we used to play, but think about this. So many years ago, Dan Davies saw that kids weren't outside anymore, and that was wasn't that the beginning of the end? And your instructional video, it was about kick the can and the outdoor games?
Yeah, it was all about those games and teaching them some of the, first of all, just how lively and how wonderful those games used to be.
Oh, man.
But then teaching them the rules behind it and teaching them how to play those games.
Right.
Because we've lost a whole generation of people.
100%, dude.
Active.
Yeah. We used to play. Well, it was my game when I'd have. Well, when I'd have girls over. Oh boy. Yeah, it would be called Find the Sack. Oh no. And because the sack was found, it has cost me millions of friggin' dollars throughout the years. But by the way, Matt, I gotta say, Dave, this is my brother Mart. Hey, Dave, this is Marty. Nice to meet you. And by the way, his name is Dan. Dan. Yeah, let's go with Dan. I said Dave, right? Yeah, you did. All right, but Dan Davies, right? Yes. Yep. That's a great radio.
Almost
Dan
ready.
Davies in the morning. Yeah, it's going to be partly cloudy today.
Good afternoon, Milwaukee. Here's Kaja Gugu.
It's a great
Dan Davies sitting beside you in the car. Let's check the traffic and weather. Partly cloudy, 72 degrees. See, that's you going through a tunnel. Yeah. 72. Kaja Gugu.
Yes, Kaja Gugu.
So
from 1982.
In 2010, this man, Dan Davies, co-produced, wrote, and played the title character, Ed Gein, in the musical, and as he stated, a micro-budget horror musical comedy film for $20,000. Even back then in the film industry, that was nothing. No.
Yeah, and that was mostly for pizza and beer for the crew. Of course it was.
So what did you shoot this thing on?
We shot it back in 2009. At that time, we didn't have the 4K or 6K cameras, but we did have some really nice Panasonic 100s. And at the time, they were kind of cutting edge cameras. So back, 14 years ago, we did have good cameras and things like that.
All right, come clean, man. You filmed it on your cell phone. I know.
No, back then you couldn't. You couldn't.
Oh, probably not 2009?
Not really.
No. Flip phones back then.
Yeah.
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 I filmed it on my flip phone.
Hey, by the way, I have yet to watch this beautiful piece of theatrical work.
My son, I'm thinking about my son.
But
He would love this.
When I do, then I'll know the answer to this. But I want to sort of know: is it a happy ending?
Well, you know, it has. Well, it's almost like a psychological treatise on just how horribly he was treated. His dad was an alcoholic, beat him every day. His mom, so he thinks, sexually abused him and emotionally abused him.
Yeah.
So he was like the perfect recipe for a monster. But it's available right now at SRS Cinema. But I'll get you guys a copy.
Oh, please do. Please do. My son would enjoy this.
Yeah, but before I forget, I want those in Wisconsin to know that it's coming to a theater near you, and Dan Davies spill the beans. Where can folks that need to watch this incredible film, where do they go? What do they do?
Yeah. So we are having a 13th anniversary screening.
Nice.
In the Fox Cities, Wisconsin, Appleton, Wisconsin.
By the way, look, I hate to interrupt you, but I got to. Appleton, my heart, I have a place in my heart for Appleton, the place where Eric Weiss, a.k.a. Harry Houdini, was born.
Yep. He grew up about 5 blocks from my house right here.
No kidding. Oh, damn, I love that.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
So did you hang out with him? No, I'm kidding.
Well, yeah, back in the day. His synagogue actually is still, it's not a synagogue still, but it's the building is still there, and that's about 3 blocks behind my house.
That's beautiful. So as you were saying, how do we see Ed Gein, the musical, in Wisconsin?
So December 2nd, UW Oshkosh Fox Cities. It's going to be at the Perry Hall Cinema. We're having 3 showings, and that's our 13th anniversary screening. Again, it hasn't been seen in 10 years. And then people can also order it via SRS Cinema. And, so that's kind of it in a nutshell. We're excited about it. We might be traveling with it again coming in 2023. So maybe we'll visit you guys.
Hey, you know what, Dan? My son, I brought him up earlier because he loves this kind of stuff. You probably know who Lloyd Kaufman is.
Yeah, of course.
And Lloyd Kaufman does these kind of obscure type movies and has done them for several years. He put Ron Jeremy in there. He put Al Goldstein. So this kind of, is it kind of in that vein? Like that heavy? Of like Toxic Avenger and all that stuff?
Toxic Avenger and Lloyd Kaufman, he's a cult hero.
Yeah.
You know, but ours is a little more... well, it's funny and it's very musical, but it actually has a weird message, you know, and that message is don't mess your kids up.
Right.
Don't physically abuse them. Don't sexually abuse them.
Nice.
God bless you, man.
Be kids. Yeah. Let kids be kids.
Nice.
Oh, amen.
Nice. Boy, do I love that. See, I knew I liked this Dan Davies.
This guy's cool, man.
Yeah. And obviously, if he's aware of us through great radio stations in Wisconsin, then we know which way he leans, right?
Yeah.
Are we right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, not the YouTube way, because they hate us on YouTube.
Yeah, it's when you speak the truth, a lot of times, guys,
it's tough.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Now, this is not Dan Davies' only thing or his only project. He acts in a film, West of Thunder, where he co-starred with Sadie Kay in Misadventure Meets Motorhead, highly rated video on Will Ferrell's HBO's Funny or Die.
Yep.
Now, you're talking about the band Motorhead?
Yeah, and it was
Lemmy.
Just a few years before Lemmy died.
Killmeister, yeah.
We were at Madison Square Garden. It was a great, funny little segment. Really fun.
See,
that's awesome, man. Lemmy was a one of a kind, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's amazing he lived as long as he
Absolutely,
did.
man. Yeah.
You could smell the whiskey.
Oh,
blocks
dude.
away,
I met him several times at the Rainbow over here.
Well, Dan, when you're in town and you're here at the Lighten Up Lounge, this 1876 Virginia City, Nevada style bar, you can smell the whiskey from blocks away.
Not only that, you can smell Mark Boyer over here.
Oh, yeah.
From blocks away.
Yeah. It was 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, you appeared in the revenge thriller Wronged and the psychological thriller horror Mr. Thursday. Are those something you're proud of, those movies?
You know, to be honest with you...
That's a no?
Well, most of the films I'm not the biggest fan of.
Yeah.
it's in some of the real big ones that are success that ended up on Hulu or Netflix. About half of them I like, and the other half they're actually awful.
Okay. Yeah. So, what is the nth degree for a Dan Davies who came up with an idea 12, 13 years ago? Let's do Ed Gein the musical. What is the nth degree? Do you want to be a big movie star? Do you want to be a theatrical major success? Not that you aren't, but I mean, do you want to be a star, Dan?
Well, I mean, everybody does because it brings with it clout and money and all kinds of those good things. But I really get into, I'm starting to write books now and started a publishing house called Renegade Press. For me, the creativity is tantamount. We're created by the creator to create. We're designed by the designer to design. So I love the creative process. So I just have fun with it. And I do okay with it.
Hey, so. Okay, since I have you here, A Trip to Jamaica, released about, 7, 8 years ago, or 6 years ago. This was premiered in London and held the highest per-screen average in the UK during its box office run?
Yeah, it's crazy. It was a Nollywood film, and Nollywood's the second biggest film market in the world.
Dan, explain Nollywood to those who don't know.
Sure. So Nollywood emanated from Nigeria, but it's also real big in Ghana and Kenya and the 24 English-speaking countries in Africa. It's a massive film base of rabid fans who love cinema. And so in Nigeria especially, they have really good filmmakers. Now, A Trip to Jamaica got into the Guinness Book of World Records because at the time it was the #1 Nollywood box office ever. Excellent. And then it ended up on Netflix for 2 years and was super successful. And it's an absolutely terrible film.
I love his honesty, man.
Yeah. But speaking of absolutely terrible, Eric Roberts was in this movie.
Oh, that figures.
What?
That figures.
No, not to take any thing away from Eric. I mean, obviously
he does anything.
What?
He does any movie that comes around.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, why not?
Yeah.
But did you? Hey, Dan Davies, did you find Eric Roberts an affable fella?
Yeah, and you know what? He found out that I was from Wisconsin, and we were staying at condos we filmed his part in Atlanta, so shot in Atlanta, Nigeria, and Jamaica. And he found out I was from Wisconsin, so he said he had Heineken, a roasted chicken, and packets of mayonnaise.
Nice.
In his condo.
Nice.
Well, heck yeah, that's cool. So we shared. I don't want to go any step further, but. Yeah, you don't want to see a 65-year-old man come out of a shower nude.
Oh, no.
Oh, you saw that?
I was hoping you were going to say his sister flew into town.
I'm talking to Dan, Mart. You witnessed that, Dan?
Well, it's a funny story. It's not what you think. So we're over there. I'm enjoying myself. He says, I'm going to go take a quick shower. Great. He leaves his cell phone on.
Wait. Pause. Dan. First of all, is it just you and he?
Just Eric and I, but it's completely innocent.
But I understand. But when a guy says I got to take a quick shower, for me the bells go off.
Right.
But continue.
Can you scrub my back?
Continue, yeah. Dan. Yeah.
Bow chicka bow bow. No. He took a shower, and as he's in there, his phone starts vibrating. So I'm kind of like, could be Julia Roberts, could be his wife.
Yeah.
So I said, Eric, your phone's ringing, and he comes out. He's wearing a white terry cloth robe, and he's just a la fresh there. He's all in the
Yeah.
But they just grabbed the phone and talked, and that was great. But you can't unsee Eric Roberts.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
Well, let me ask you this, Dan Davies. I mean, as a heterosexual male, I'm assuming all of us in this room, with the exception of Mark C.G. Boyer, heterosexual males.
Hey.
Now, impressive? Would you say impressive?
I was going to say well endowed. Did he have it going on?
Well, gravity does take a hold when you're about 65.
I'm sorry, Eric. I'm sorry you had to hear this on Outlaw Radio.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
But he's really a great guy.
All right.
Actually,
Don't take it back. Don't buy it back, bro.
Yeah.
You already said it.
You know, I've been, not one to boast, I've been in a few films, one with Burt Reynolds, and I bet that Eric Roberts was in one of my films, and I'm just unaware of it.
He does everything.
I bet. Dan Davies, the man behind one of the greatest movies of all time, Ed Gein, the musical, will re-debut in Wisconsin in, you said December?
December 2nd.
December 2nd, something to look forward to, and something else to look forward to. Dan Davies, when you visit L.A., you must come to the Lighten Up Lounge.
I would love that. And I'm fans of you, Matt, and I'm fans of all you guys.
I love it.
Thank you, man.
Dan Davies, thank you.
Doing, man.
Thank you, buddy. We'll be this after back on Outlaw Radio. On YouTube, it's Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. We'll take you out with this beautiful song from a beautiful movie.
handkerchief is soaked with the tears because the baby's life has been revoked. The bond is broke, got so choked up and focus on the close up. Mr. Wizard can't reform. No God like Hocus Pocus, so don't sit back, kick back it. Watch the well get bushwhacked. News that's in your neighborhood is under attack. Put away the crack before the crack put you away. You need to be there when your baby's old enough to relate. So don't delay, act now. Supplies are running out. Allow if you're still alive. 6 to 8 years to arrive. And if you follow them, maybe out tomorrow. But if the author's shun, you might as well be walking on the sun. You might as well be walking on the sun. You might as well be walking on the sun. You might as well be walking on the sun. You might as well be walking on the sun.
This is Outlaw Radio.
Love our folks from Wisconsin. Man, drinking beer, drinking whiskey, smoking cigars, living the life.
Good people, man.
Gotta get over it.
He's adorable.
Gotta get over it. Okay, I'll mention Dan Davies. Ed Gein, the musical.
Dan Davies in the morning.
Dan Davies in the morning. Good morning to you. Here's Ed Gein and the crew. Yeah, first time appearing at a theater, I guess, in 12, 13 years will be December 2nd in
13 years.
In Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Some people thought that President Biden's anti-MAGA primetime address with that blood red background sort of resembled something out of Star Wars. You remember that movie? That movie that was making money for a gazillion years, and then, of course, it became woke, and now it's going straight to video or Netflix. Same friggin' thing. We're not sure that we agree that this was Star Wars-ish. So some highlights of this speech, and it's only 1 minute and 27 seconds, but we would like your input. You be the judge. Here is fake President Joe Biden.
Wait.
Okay, did you not see me leading into this, Lori?
You said wait.
I was
but, I mean, you saw me.
a little busy.
I did 30 seconds on this.
What are you busy doing? Producing? I'm a little busy.
She's not busy producing, obviously.
I'm busy.
A little underproduced, I'd say.
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Here we go.
Citizens, Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans, they believe American people deserve free and fair elections, and that democracy must be defended. But they're wrong. I believe American democracy has to fail. And I believe it's my duty to decide elections in America. And that's precisely what we're doing. To tell the truth, in the 2020 election, Donald Trump and the Republicans, they were cheated. I believe we can and must do that again. I will not respect the Constitution. I want to succeed in thwarting the will of the people. That's why I give power to partisans and cronies to undermine democracy itself. America must choose blind loyalty to a single leader and a willingness to engage in political violence. The freedom to vote must be taken from you, the American people. That is the work of my presidency, a mission I believe in with my whole soul.
Very presidential.
Yep.
Extremely presidential.
What happened?
I don't know. I'm hearing a big hum, Lori.
Oh, that was Mark's.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mark will do anything to
Yeah, I don't need that.
God.
Do I need that?
What?
I don't know what's
For him
going
to
on.
do the humdinger
No,
thing? I don't know.
because it wasn't Mark's mic.
It
Obviously,
was.
you had another microphone up. It couldn't have been.
I just pulled Mark's down.
I just heard Mark.
I just brought him back up.
Thank you.
Pissing match.
Trevor Noah. Yeah, something I always look forward to.
Yay!
Because nobody wins, everyone wins. Trevor Noah slinks off The Daily Show after losing 75% of his audience. After 7 years of humiliating failure, Stewart's handpicked replacement, some guy named Trevor Noah, slinking off with an average viewership as of last week of 363,000 viewers on a damn TV show.
Nice.
Daily Show host Trevor Noah rips Biden for shouting out dead Congresswoman. And Trevor says, no, Joe, what are you doing? You know, I mean, you're seeing the light here, Trevor, a little too late, I guess. President Joe Biden's shout out to a deceased Congresswoman left much of its White House audience and Democratic supporters squirming. In fact, even The Daily Show noticed later that day at the Comedy Central show, Trevor Noah mocked Biden's latest mental lapse. Yeah, okay. Well, Trevor, no more gig, but I'm sure they'll probably hire you at MSN or CNN. But, you know, the rumors are CNN's getting more conservative.
No, they're not.
Yeah, we'll see.
A lot of rumors.
But when Biden did that, man, I heard about that, you know, last week. It was like unbelievable.
It was
a
cringe.
dead
It was cringeworthy.
It's like,
it was ugly.
Dude, I mean, who does your research? Do you have writers for you? Do you have
the guy is decrepit, and he has lost his faculties. And even when his faculties were there, if you recall, over the past 100 years of him in politics, this man was always a dumbbolt
and creepy.
But man, could he shake hands! You know, that's why you'll see him off camera trying to shake
With nobody there,
the invisible man's hand, because that's what he does.
Mm-hmm. So
he
sad.
shakes hands.
So sad.
It's so sad that he is our friggin' president.
Yeah.
That's what's sad. And we look at this as a satire, as confession. Director Adam McKay produces a fake Chevron ad condemning needless flights, like the 5,000-mile trips to his house in Ireland. If these guys, and especially the billionaires on the left, multimillionaires on the left, if they're talking, you know they have to have both sides of their mouth, otherwise they can't speak. Woke Hollywood producer, Vice, and Don't Look Up director Adam McKay created a fake Chevron ad in an attempt to skewer the company and push his far-left global warming agenda, even as McKay, with his estimated $60 million net worth, enjoys flying thousands of carbon-spewing miles to his various homes around the world. The Hollywood elitist posted his satirical oil company ad to Twitter, where it quickly went viral as climate change hardliners shared it repeatedly. This, if I didn't find it funny, I wouldn't play it for you. But it's funny. Left, right, it's funny. And obviously, this is skewering the left and skewering Chevron. Hey, Laura, turn up someone's mic so I can figure out where the hum's coming from.
It's coming from Mark.
Well, hello. Then why do you have his microphone on? That would be the question of the day.
Check 1, 2, check.
Here it is.
I have to keep playing with this.
This is director Adam McKay and the fake Chevron ad. And make a note, Lori, I'm going to have to bleep the hell out of this, but it's worth you listening. Here we go.
We at Chevron believe that nothing is more precious than life, and that the most precious life of all is the dead kind that has been compressed for hundreds of millions of years under massive rocks until it magically becomes oil.
Pretty fun.
Oil that we can refine and sell as gasoline, so a cool-ass tank can crush a clay hut, or an airplane can take a businessman 3,000 miles to have dinner with someone,
Adam McKay,
or whatever. All the while releasing greenhouse gases that are transforming the planet right this second into a hellish George Miller film. Because at the end of the day, we at Chevron straight up don't give a single fuck about you, your weird children, or your stupid ratty-ass dog. And we have billions and billions of dollars to pay for this commercial time, this cheesy footage, and this bullshit music. All so that you will be lulled into a catatonic state that makes you forget one singular fact. Chevron is actively murdering you every day. See, the human brain can only deal with so many things at once, so these emotionally loaded scenes will always push aside other thoughts like, Chevron is murdering me. It's just how our brains work, you meat puppet who exists only to feed us profits. Chevron. It's hard to even comprehend how little of a fuck we give about you. And this commercial also applies equally to Exxon, BP, Shell, our delinquent lapdog media, and any hack politician who's trading the future of life on this planet for filthy money and oil stocks.
That's pretty funny.
So as you heard, the ad ends with a narrator saying, at the end of the day, we at Chevron straight up don't give a single F about you, your weird children, or your stupid ratty ass dog.
That's the best part.
I think that's
Ratty
pretty
dog.
funny. Am I up loud enough, Lori? I think you have me down too low.
I think you're loud enough.
So the ad comes, well, of course you do, Lori.
You know, Lori, I agree with you. He's way too loud.
The ad comes on the heels of a $4 million donation that McKay, this director Adam McKay, gave to the radical left-wing Climate Emergency Fund. Meanwhile, as the Oscar-nominated climate change activist continues to stroke his ego, saying in one interview that climate change is the biggest threat to life in human history. He still can't help himself flying from the U.S. to his second home in County Cavan, Ireland, multiple times a year. Boy, that must be nice, huh, Adam? That must be pretty nice.
That's a little hypocritical.
He even praised Ireland, noted in March that his Irish estate is one of his favorite, and that's with an O-U-R-I-T-E, places to write. As was reported, McKay has homes in L.A. and Ireland with a 10,000-mile round trip between them, making his personal carbon footprint a gargantuan thing compared to the average American whose life he wants curtailed to save, as he says, the earth.
And you bet your ass that I mean, this
by the way, New York just went with that no gas cars.
I saw that. I couldn't believe it.
Well, no, why couldn't you believe it? It's New York. It's New York State, run by a bunch of a-hole lefties. According to the World Land Trust Carbon Calculator, a round-trip flight for McKay, his wife, Shira Piven, and their 2 children, even assuming economy class seating for all 4 travelers, and you know it's not, would produce 9.97 tons of CO2 as each passenger travels 10,000 miles in the air. Drives to and from airports are not a part of that calculation. That part is not a part of the calculation. Mr. $60 million McKay is also casting a wide carbon footprint in Ireland, even with the travel stats set aside. The 5,000 square foot, 8-bedroom home underwent extensive renovations, including the replacing of the hardwood floors, gutting the kitchen and baths, and installing a new staircase.
Yeah.
The cost of heating, cooling, and powering this home likely outstrips the cost of the average American home. The average size of a home in America is only 2,200 square feet.
22,000?
Yeah. Did I not correct myself?
You did.
Oh, okay.
No, but
you did it right away.
I thought so.
And we should have moved on, but
yeah, we should have.
Right.
McKay may want to pare down his own climate destruction before telling the rest of us how to live our lives. But that's what the people on the left love to do. They love to tell us what to do, how to live our lives. McKay's an idiot stick.
Wouldn't you want to meet that fella?
Worth $60 million. Would I want to meet him?
Yeah.
Why?
Like to have a conversation with him. Because I find that kind of guy really interesting.
But it would be like talking to a rock. You're
Sometimes.
not going to know this time.
Well, I'm surprised he doesn't have his own private jet. $60 million.
I don't know. He may be thrifty.
He might be cheap.
You know?
Yeah.
He might be thrifty.
And worth the conversation if he's thrifty.
So is he going to Ireland? Well, if he's Scottish, we know he's thrifty.
It seems like Lori wants to meet him.
He's
Yeah.
That's what I gather.
Just like a blonde in L.A. Any blonde chick in L.A. wants
$60 million?
Wants to meet a rich guy.
That's
right,
just
Lord?
nothing.
I don't understand why you want to spend time with this man because you find him funny. His commercial's funny as hell.
The commercial is
funny.
But
It's a big fat lie.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Global warming. mass destruction. It is a big effing piece of crap lie. This narrative will never stop from these people.
No.
Except when it becomes, once again, and you know this is coming, global cooling.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's on the horizon. All right, Van Jones says the Democrats are off track. Van Jones said that.
What?
Isn't this the same guy that worked for, who was that president? Oh, Obama. Yeah. All that, and M&M's goes woke with purple spokes candy. Next on Outlaw Radio.
You want my love and you can't deny. You know it's true, but you try to hide. Yeah. You turn down love like it's really bad. Ow. You can get what you never had. Yeah. Well, bless your soul, you can fool a fool. I know the truth, not so do you. You can hide. I bet can't hide love. Well, I bet ya. I can't hide, yeah. You can't pretend there's nothing there. Girl, I look in your eyes, see you care. So why not stop trying to run and hide? You won't find out if you never try. You want my love? I bet you. You want my love? Well, I bet ya.
Passive Aggressive has a new home. You're listening to Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
It's Outlaw Radio time!
Van Jones says Democrats are off track. And Joy Behar questions DeSantis' emotional intelligence on climate change. And a video showing audience booing Nancy Pelosi in New York City. 68% of New York are registered Democrats.
Yeah, of course.
And they're booing Nancy.
Nice.
I'd like to believe the tides are changing, but hell. Yeah. We'll see. We'll get to that, all of those things next hour. M&M's goes woke with purple spokes candy, pushing acceptance and inclusivity. M&M's has an has a new all-singing, all-dancing color candy on the way. The first female peanut spokes candy will be purple and is charged with delivering acceptance and inclusivity, including music, song, and the performative arts to a waiting world. Wow. Mars is thrilled. So, Lori, not only have you become woke, maybe you knew this was going to happen with M&M's, your favorite candy. You love M&M's.
I do.
Mars is thrilled to debut the newest member of the M&M's cast of characters to the world, Gein Huang, Global Vice President of Mars Wrigley, said in a statement to accompany this revelation, "There is so much about our new spokes candy that people can relate to and appreciate, including her willingness to embrace her true self. Our new character reminds us to celebrate what makes us unique."
Okay.
Isn't M&M's already like colorful? They have different colors and all that stuff, so it's already a rainbow type.
Here's what I think. I don't think it's stats showing them that this is new age thinking, that this is the new way of thinking. What I think is we got these young idiots in these major companies who have these bright ideas. And some of these guys on the board or the chairman, they're so old, it's like, whatever. Yeah, okay.
Kind of like Mad Men, right?
Yeah, but at least Mad Men, they seem to be pretty smart and creative and with it. But I think a lot of the chairman...
Let it fly.
It's like, okay.
I'm too tired for this.
Hey, the 17-year-old kid came up with a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get woke. Purple M&Ms were standard when the candy debuted in 1941, but they were replaced by tan in 1949. I bet you didn't know that.
I wouldn't eat a tan M&M.
Then in 1995, fans, you'll eat any M&M I put in your mouth, Lori.
Whoa.
Then in 95, fans voted to swap the beige buttons with blue M&Ms.
Nice.
Remember that? Mars has changed the colors of its flagship candy several times over the years, including seasonal promotions. We know the red, green, and the Christmassy stuff.
Yellow.
The new candy is part of a push by... That's Christmassy.
Well, yeah. No, hold on. You go yellow.
For those of you who are watching us on YouTube, yes, I look over quizzically at Lori, wondering what the hell did she just say?
Yellow snow is Christmas.
The new candy is a part of a push by Mars to make the animated candy characters more inclusive. In one case, by dumping its green, sexy girl character and giving a replacement a more nuanced personality. Yeah. The candy company said it intended to better honor its global commitment to creating a world where everyone feels they belong. Well, no, just less than 1%.
Right.
Just less than 1%. Well, the rest of us, quote-unquote normal, are outcasts.
Yes.
How do you feel about
that?
So
they're advertising characters for a more dynamic, progressive world. In a tweet at the time, Mars even hinted the two female M&Ms are intimate.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Why does it have to go there?
Because they have to.
They take it to that next level, So
Mars added the makeovers, past, present, and future, will include an updated tone of voice to make people feel inclusive, welcoming, and unifying. To that end, newcomer Purple will release a music, single, and video.
My favorite are peanut M&Ms, though. I do like the peanut M&Ms.
They say the musical debut entitled "I'm Just Gonna Be Me" featured saxophonist Grace Kelly. Not the dead one.
Oh.
Yeah. Dancing, by the way, Grace Kelly, one of the sexiest, most gorgeous women on the planet.
I agree with you.
Yes, she was.
And I think the next M&M is going to be a penis M&M.
Yeah, special appearances by the rest of the M&M's crew include red, yellow, orange, brown, blue, and green. I remember them from Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, yeah. Michael Madsen.
All right, Joy B-Star, Nancy Pelosi, and Van Jones when we return on the big dog of broad chasing. You know I meant to say casting. Outlaw Radio. On YouTube, punch in Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, if, of course, they'll allow us.
Mom loves the both of them. You see, it's in the blood. Both kids are good and bound. Blood's thicker than the mud. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. but you're still checking each other out. Hey, nobody wants to blow. Nobody wants to be left out. You can't leave cause your heart is there, but you can't stay cause you've been somewhere else. You can't cry cause you look broke down, but you're crying anyway cause you're all broke down. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Child grows up to be somebody that just loves to learn, and another child grows up to be somebody you just love to burn. Mom loves the both of them. You see, it's in the blood. Both kids are good and bound. Thicker than the mud, it's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair.
Mark, talk. Hello, good afternoon. This is Mark. I'm talking to Matt. Is there any hummus?
Yeah.
I'm holding.
Yeah, you're clean. No problem. No problem. No problem there. Yeah. Okay. Still checking each other out. Hey, nobody wants to blow. Nobody wants to be left out. You can't leave cause your heart is there, but you can't stay cause you've been somewhere else. You can't cry cause you look broke down, but you're crying anyway cause you're all broke down. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Yeah, a family affair. It's a family
this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah.
It's very cool.
He just passed out.
Yeah.
Hey, that didn't sound too bad. Huh?
Had to lighten them up loud.
Oh, man.
We're here with Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Had to lighten up.
Oh, little Outlaw Radio.
We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all these guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
Bob up and bite me now.
Yep.
Bend over and bite my butt.
Right there.
Get on your knees.
Yep.
Hope you aim to please.
No.
Come on and bite my cheek.
Right now.
If you're tired with the left one,
Lick me, lick me, lick me.
go to the right cheek.
Yep.
We're not adults.
Cute.
We're not adults. This radio station will throw us off the air.
Hello.
I bet no other political leading show has ever done the Bite Me song over this.
Never. So I think of Jerry Lewis when I hear that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. He played on the telethon, and also he made it famous in a movie.
Yes.
He probably would have loved the rendition.
I Can't Hear Lori.
He probably would have loved.
Well, Nutty
the rendition.
Professor was.
Well, you never know. Depending on, I not one to boast. I knew Jer.
Yeah.
And it really depended on his mood.
Yeah.
He would hate you, he'd love you, but I always loved him, man. Always loved Jerry Lewis.
Matt, Jerry Lewis.
Love him.
Call me back.
Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. I can't believe to this day, folks on the show, including Shadow Stevens and our dead manager buddy.
Uh-oh.
Howard Lapidus.
Yeah, Howard Lapidus, manager to Dr. Drew Pinsky.
Yeah.
And several others. Oh, and Kip Adata.
Oh, boy.
All believed until their death that Jerry hung up on me. I just love that. I love that. Of course he didn't. But of course it was shtick.
Yeah.
It was shtick, and I never told him.
Of course.
Of course Jerry didn't hang up on me.
No. Yeah.
Welcome back to the big growling dog of broad chasing, meant to say casting, Outlaw Radio. We're on YouTube when you can find us, because they go out of their way to bury us on YouTube, and that's the honest to God truth. Try it. Punch in Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio and try to find us. I dare you.
And not just us, man. They do to a lot of people.
Yeah. No. Anyone that speaks their mind.
Oh, yeah.
And isn't speaking their mind from a lefty stance.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are sons of bitches.
Wonder Hussy, the girl that she's been banned on certain things. Like some of her comments.
Mart, that's my brother Mart. He has to go too far. It's not true. She hasn't been banned.
She said it.
For political stance whatsoever.
Not political. It was for saying...
Van Jones, who used to work...
Don't look at me that way, Mark.
With the Obama administration. He says the Democrats are off track and sending a signal they care more... Well, I'm not going to tell you what he says, but what he's saying here is true because that is who the Democrats are these days. So here's the thing you sort of have to think about. Listen, you're an adult. You don't have to think about or do anything that I tell you, but I'd like you to do this. What he's saying is change the message. Instead of being honest with who the Democrats are, change the message. See, they do care more about pronouns.
Yes.
Than damn near anything else. They care more about climate change, even though most of them know and they don't believe that there's nothing man-made about it and there's nothing we can do about Mother Nature. But it's all about a money grab and it's all about a narrative.
You know what's really
so it's
concerning?
not about honesty here. It's about changing your message. And that's what I tire of. That's what the Democrats do. Change your message. Don't be honest. Stop being honest that you care more about pronouns than anything else. What, Lori?
I was just going to say, like, in the state of California, and now New York is jumping on this, about the 2035 car model, which is all going to be electric at that point.
Right.
We, in the state of California...
Until someone with some intelligence on the right takes charge of California. That could happen. When that happens, all bets are off.
I hope
so. You know that, right, Lori?
I hope so, because...
I mean, we're talking about 33 years in the friggin' future here.
2035.
Wait, 33?
2035.
No. So 13 years.
I'll be long dead.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
But here's the thing.
I got 2 days.
Yeah, man.
I got 2 days
I'm
left.
with you.
All right, well, I'll still
I die
be
once
here.
a week. Do you die once a week? I die, come back.
COVID gets me every 2 days. I can't believe I haven't died of that.
Monkeypox?
Oh, monkeypox.
Oh.
By the way, haven't heard much about monkeypox,
No,
have you?
went away.
Not one to boast, but I told you that was going to happen.
Went away.
I said, well, that didn't work. That didn't work for the Democrats. So
Okay,
they
shiny
had to move
object.
on. Yes.
So the point is,
Yeah.
we have a lot of like problems with heat in the state of California where they want to knock down, the grid, right? We have problems with grids. The first
We have
thing
a problem with heat?
And
Grids?
grids.
What the
yes,
hell,
because
Lori?
they wanted to take all
Man,
our
she's
air
all
conditioning
over
off.
the place.
What are you talking about, Marty?
Well, no, because you are. The grids.
By the way,
and
that
heat-
was an expletive. Make a note.
Yeah,
I got
sorry.
to edit because he used the F word.
I never do that.
Well, you did that.
I did
You
So
idiot.
you can't say I never do that.
Well, I did it now. and
We are on great radio stations
I
who
know.
don't allow the FCC.
I understand.
Sort of.
You don't
doesn't allow it.
understand,
I
Marty.
do understand, Lori.
So, Lori, what's
Anyways, go.
your point? Because Van Jones needs to speak, and we need to hear him.
We'll get to Van Jones. My point is, all the electrical that California sucks, that knocks the grid down. The first thing they said was unplug your vehicles, your electrical vehicles.
Of course.
During this heat wave.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's sucking up too
Of
much
course,
energy.
Laura.
So what's
Yeah.
going to happen
Yeah,
when it
it's-
goes across the nation?
It's a ridiculous concept.
And we already knew what happened in Texas because, those grids, all that stuff froze.
Oil is good. Gas is good. It took us to a next level
Yes.
in the early 1900s. We became something bigger than the sum of our parts here in America.
And what are batteries? I mean,
God, these are bad people. They're bad people who happen to be in charge right now.
Scary.
Please, my
Scary.
friends, let us change this. Only 45
Now.
days away.
Here's
No,
the
less
scary
than
thing,
that.
Matt.
Less than that, yes.
So there was a show that Ford and everybody is like catering to this whole idea of electric cars only.
That bored? What did you say?
I said Ford.
Oh, Ford, yes.
Yeah. And so they're coming out with a new Mustang, and it's like going to be $1 gazillion. The point is, all these car companies are trying to appease all these different states that might lean that way.
Yeah, of course.
Right? With
Yeah.
electric-only cars.
They
and
have to
it's
play
never
the
gonna
game.
work.
Yeah.
It's never going to work.
Yeah, of course it's not.
And by the way, the batteries.
Of course it's
when,
not.
When they get bad, they go old.
Yeah, it's-
Where do they dump them?
Once again,
Landfills?
screw us.
Yeah.
But just imagine
They're
your
heavy metals
lifetime
that
spending
don't degrade.
$15,000 on a battery.
Van Jones says Dems are off track and sending a signal. Van was on with Mr. Mahar on Real Time. Here we go.
So when I always ask this question, the toxic D, what makes people hate Democrats so much that even, because I've said this before, when you talk to Trump people, they say your biggest misconception is that I like him.
Pause.
Right.
I'll try to explain this to you, Bill Mahar. Listen to me. It's not about liking the person. It's about simply liking what a person does for the United States of America. I don't think that you understand that, Bill. It's not about voting for the lesser of two evils. It's about voting for the right person for the job. All you have to do is check out his 4 years of presidency here in the United States. Did he do good or did he do bad? He did good.
Yes.
That was Trump. So when someone says they don't like him, they may not like his personality.
You're right.
He's boorish with a double O. He's a loudmouth. He's everything that those who don't really know New Yorkers think of when it comes to a New Yorker, Lori.
Yeah.
Even you are not a big fan of him personally.
Because I did business with him and I knew him personally.
Right. But as a president, the guy
Kicked
is
ass.
tremendous.
Kicked ass.
So, Bill, you don't understand. It's not about liking the person. I could hate the character of our fake president.
And you do.
And I do, because his character and everything that he has done in his almost 2 years of presidency has ripped the United States apart.
Yes.
You're not hearing me say that.
He reversed everything that Trump did.
Buy a gallon of gas, buy a gallon of milk, buy a steak today.
A pack of bacon was $14 the other day.
Please enjoy your local restaurant where prices are up at least 35% from what they were 2 years ago.
I'm out in the restaurants every single night.
So Bill, damn it, if you're not listening, someone close to you explain this to Bill Maher, because he doesn't obviously understand. Bill with Van Jones. Here we go.
Okay. Exhibit 1922. Article in The Atlantic last week. The Atlantic, a very reputable.
Yes.
Okay.
The organ of no party and clique, and publishes things from around the political spectrum.
Pause.
Yes.
What a lie.
That
The
is a lie.
Atlantic is as left gets.
They say really weird stuff.
Lori, they continue to lie. The Atlantic, if you want leftism at its worst and or best, The Atlantic is your go-to.
Right.
But these lefties on Bill Maher's panel somehow believe that this is fair and balanced, The Atlantic.
Yeah, it's their Bible.
They live in an alternative universe.
I know.
Continue.
But, I mean, highly respected.
Yes.
This
by
article is
lefties.
called Separating Sports by Sex Doesn't Make Sense. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with the Democrats. They are the party of no common sense.
Correct. Found your blowjob. Yes, I am with you. But all these things together are our problem.
Okay.
Pause for a second. I don't think she just... I mean, I don't know her. I don't even know who this broad is. But I don't think she just come out with that. So it had to be a reference to something they were talking about earlier.
Sure.
Or maybe she's
either
interested.
that or, you know.
She might be interested in him.
Well, a little Hummer backstage. I mean, you know, who knows?
All right, continue.
These insane social issues and identitarian politics are distracting.
But can I just read some of this article? Maintaining this binary in youth sports, maintaining this binary, meaning boys and girls on different teams when they're young, reinforces the idea that boys are inherently bigger, faster, and stronger.
Duh.
They are.
Yes.
Pretty common sense.
Duh.
This is a notion that's been challenged by scientists for years. No, it hasn't.
No.
These are the follow the science people. Yeah. You know,
right.
Follow the science.
Yeah.
Well, look, I read the article. I was shocked by the headline. I read the article.
It's Van Jones.
I think that they're making a particular point, which is that there are some sports, soccer, for instance, where a really, really good girl is better than a mediocre boy.
Pause.
And if she wants
What
to
does that
play,
mean?
It's a different
Yeah.
animal.
What does it freaking mean?
They're only using their feet
Yeah.
and their breasts to hit the ball.
Yeah.
Correct?
Breasts?
Yeah, or
Am
their
I-
head. Or their head.
Am I watching a different sort of soccer?
You might be.
Possibly.
I think you're watching it on YouPorn.
No, I saw it on RedTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, is that a soccer that you're not familiar with?
By the way, I'm going to check that out tonight.
Yeah.
I got to.
No, it's worthy of your 2.5 minutes.
Right. Oh, I mean.
Continue.
Oh my God.
on the boys' team, she should probably be allowed. I think that makes sense. I think that what doesn't make sense is when a really, really good boy wants to play on the girls' team, because that is going to, result in, I think, an unfair advantage. I do think that this issue around.
Pause. Van, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth.
Yeah.
How is that an unfair advantage if we're talking about soccer, as you are talking about soccer, and you put a boy on a girls' team? How is that an unfair advantage if indeed a female can be as good as a boy, if not better, on a soccer team? Do you see what these people do?
I heard
They
that.
can't even keep their friggin' facts straight. They're such lying pieces of ass. Van Jones.
The gender binary has taken up way too much space in the public conversation. I think that people are weary of it. I think that people having to put the she's and the this and that and the pronouns on their Zoom, all of that stuff starts to send a signal, I think, to working class voters that these people are not concerned about the things that affect me every day. They're not concerned about inflation. They're not concerned about, which is not to say you care about everybody, but there's something that's out of balance. And so I think that when we start sending the cultural signal that we're more concerned about the pronoun you put on your Zoom call than we are concerned about the fact that you don't have a house or a job, I think the party's off track.
Pause. But Van, your party is off track because your party believes that.
Yeah.
That is the truth for the Democrats. But what he's saying is, well, you shouldn't talk about it. We're talking about it too much. But that's who your party happens to be. Those are the things they believe. They don't give an S about a United States citizen. They don't an S.
Well, they don't care about
what they
United
care
States.
about is a voting person to vote for them. And that, my friends, is sick. And the fact that these people can have any sort of monopoly over our government blows my mind that people in America are that stupid.
Sheep, man. Lemmings.
Stop being stupid.
Followers.
More with Van Jones.
That was not much. Just applause. All right.
That was it?
That was enough.
Was that Van Morrison? Oh, no, Van Jones.
Wait, was that it?
That was enough. Yeah, that was everything.
Okay. That was enough.
It was.
Van Jones.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And what you just said, I mean, it really is disgusting.
It is disgusting.
It's come to the point where it's
It is
freaking
disgusting,
man.
I mean, hate Trump all you want. Hate him because you think he's a big loudmouth. Yes, he is.
Well, Matt,
yes, he is. But he was a loudmouth for the United States of America, and other countries feared him.
Yeah.
Much like Ronald Reagan, the cowboy in the White House, they feared Reagan. They weren't sure what he'd do. I predict some really nastier things that have already happened in the last almost 2 years to come down from other countries. They see this as their window of opportunity. Yes, Lori?
Well, I see a lot of problems with this guy, as we all do. Weakness, but beyond
Wait a second. You see a lot of problems with this guy. What guy?
Biden.
You see a lot of problems. He's not even a real person.
Can't even walk.
Forget about walking. You don't have to be able to walk to be a good president. But the man's mental capacity is eliminated.
The border is a real problem.
No.
And the kids.
What
that
did
are
I just
suffering.
say? They want the border open so their constituents grow. That's all it is.
Matt,
The amount of fentanyl.
How can we not understand that?
They always
amount
have.
of
They have
fentanyl
to
in
have
this
something to
country.
fight about. They have to have something to fight about.
Wait,
No, this
what is that,
out of
Lori?
control.
Sorry, Laura.
The amount of fentanyl in this country right now.
Okay.
Coming through
Yes,
in
yes,
candy.
of course.
Candy
All
for
of it.
kids and Halloween and all
All
that
of
other
it, of
crap.
course.
And all the gangs coming through the borders.
All
I
right.
mean, it's out of control.
By the way, happy Halloween. Oh, it's not Halloween yet.
Yeah, but it is October, and it blows my mind.
I know. And it's still 90 degrees in L.A.
Hey, for those of you who didn't hear this, let me see where I am on time here. Okay. I want to play this thing again. This was, do you remember his name, or do I have to find this piece of paper? This director. Oh, here we go.
Who is he?
Director Adam McKay produced this fake Chevron ad condemning needless flights like the 5,000-mile trips to his house in Ireland. So here's a big Hollywood lefty woke piece of crap, the Vice and Don't Look Up director Adam McKay. And I play this commercial because it's funny,
it is,
and it's well done, and it's spewing a bunch of lies. Well, not completely. I mean, do you expect Chevron to care about your stupid kids or your dog? No, I depend on Chevron and the oil companies to give gas for the car.
Right.
That's it, and sort of heat our homes if we're using oil. That's it.
You mean raggedy looking dog?
Raggedy ass looking dogs. But if you haven't heard this, it's certainly worth hearing it, because I will tell you that Adam McKay has a great sense of humor, although he's a truly big Hollywood douche alliance.
Yeah, he's a douchebag.
All right, here's the Chevron commercial, the fake commercial, the satire that Adam McKay produced.
We at Chevron believe that nothing is more precious than life, and that the most precious life of all is the dead kind that has been compressed for hundreds of millions of years under massive rocks until it magically becomes oil. Oil that we can refine and sell as gasoline, so a cool-ass tank can crush a clay hut, or an airplane can take a businessman 3,000 miles to have dinner with someone, or whatever. All the while releasing greenhouse gases that are transforming the planet right this second into a hellish George Miller film. Because at the end of the day, we at Chevron straight up don't give a single fuck about you, your weird children, or your stupid ratty-ass dog. And we have billions and billions of dollars to pay for this commercial time, this cheesy footage, and this bullshit music. All so that you will be lulled into a catatonic state that makes you forget one singular fact. Chevron is actively murdering you every day. See, the human brain can only deal with so many things at once, so these emotionally loaded scenes will always push aside other thoughts like, Chevron is murdering me. It's just how our brains work, you meat puppet who exists only to feed us profits. Chevron. It's hard to even comprehend how little of a fuck we give about you.
And this commercial also applies equally to Exxon, BP, Shell, or delinquent lapdog media, and any hack politician who's trading the future of life on this planet for filthy money and oil stocks.
Hearing this the second time, I didn't hear him say calling us meat puppets.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
it's pretty funny. At least that Adam McKay, that big Hollywood douchebag director, is funny. That's great satire.
It's good we can find some humor in that, because he's being very sarcastic. He's being, he's a lefty. He's out there saying, screw you guys.
Mark.
What?
That's why I played it.
Oh, wait. Lori, can you play that again?
Start
from one?
That's my brother, Mart.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we return because we are going to break no matter what Lori says.
No, we're not.
Even though she is the producer.
No.
Joy Behar questions DeSantis and his emotional intelligence and videos in New York City. 68% of those in New York City are registered Democrats. They were booing our little California gal, Nancy Pelosi, who is 120 years old. And by the way, congratulations. Happy birthday, Nancy. 122.
Oh, she made it.
And boobies, only 100 years old.
Yeah. She got some big boobs.
She has a big rack. Yeah.
Wow.
I just want to show
What, you've never noticed her rack, Lori?
Oh, she got a huge rack.
Never.
Even as a female, you notice, females notice.
No, I look at attractive women.
I bet she was a hot little thing back in the day.
In the 1800s.
That's correct. It's a big rack.
Yeah, it's a big old rack.
Whatever.
All right, lot to get to when we return
What the hell are we talking
on Outlaw Radio.
My baby's the modest type. She don't go for fashion and all that hype. She's not a supermodel or a movie star. She's the lady with the big cigar. Hey, hey! She smokes them day and night. Hey, hey! She makes me feel alright. She's flirting with the fellas in the corner bar. She's the lady with the big cigar. My baby loves to swing. She jumps on the floor when I do my thing. She jams with the band playing rhythm guitar. She's the lady with the big cigar. Hip, hip. She smokes them day and night. Hip, hip. She makes me feel alright. She's flirting with the fellas in the corner bar. She's the lady with the big cigar. She won't take no for an answer. She knows just what she needs. And if you are a dancer, my baby always leads. My baby cuts big deals in her brand new vintage wheels. She's working the phone while she's driving her car. She's the lady with the big cigar. Hip, hip. She smokes some day and night. Hip, hip. She makes me feel alright. She's flirting with the fellas in the corner bar. She's the lady with the big cigar.
Dive bar at the end of the Walk of Fame. The cartilage left over in a bag of Popeye's chicken. Chronic talk from stars, would-be stars, wannabes, and people who just want to hear themselves talk. This is Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen. What a boy would be if Siegfried and Roy had a son.
In reference to that stager or bumper, as it were, performed by the great voiceover man Shadow Stevens, I want you to know, we emanate from Southern California, here in the San Fernando Valley, spitting distance from Hollywood, Cali. There is no dive bar at the end of the Walk of Fame. Just want you to know.
No, there's not.
But there was. It was called like the Ski Chalet or the Ski something, the Ski Room. Years ago, it was one of the coolest, skankiest dive bars ever. And now we're going back late 80s. And no, there is no dive bar at the end of the Walk of Fame in Hollywood, Cali.
And by the way, what is the end of the Walk of Fame?
It's after
on Hollywood Boulevard.
Okay. After you've walked past the last star, that would be.
Oh, you see, that's how it works. I knew it.
Lori, isn't it great that his big brother is here to help him?
You're right.
And my brother Martin.
No, I appreciate that. And
no, that would be after that's the end of the stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
The last one you see, and then you don't see anymore.
I mean, we're 15 minutes away from that.
Yeah.
And how often do I do that?
Why?
Never.
Why would you?
Exactly. Would I?
Yeah,
all right.
Peg leg.
Joy Behar. You know, it's been, well...
Oh, by the way, hold on. Was Joy... I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's a Hocus Pocus 2 coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Was she in that, or was that...
She was.
No, Joy Behar?
Yes, no.
No, it's Bette Midler. Bette Dummy Midler.
I can't believe there's a Hocus Pocus 2 coming out. It's like disgusting, man.
Yeah, well, there are two things not to believe. I can't believe it's October already, and Hocus Pocus 2. Both bad ideas.
Really bad idea.
I watched Hocus Pocus last night.
Why?
Because it was on.
I was just kidding. Joy Behar questions DeSantis' emotional intelligence on climate change. This woman can't get out of her own way. And Joy Behar on The View talking about intelligence.
Such an idiot.
It's the best. Joy Behar, one of the dumbest human mouth-breathing idiot sticks ever, talking about DeSantis, a man who is incredibly educated beyond belief.
Wish he was our governor.
I think he was Harvard. He's one of those Ivy Leagues, which doesn't make him smart, but it makes him intelligent.
He's got common sense.
His smarts come from his common sense about people and doing the best thing. And I watched some video, and I saw some pictures of what went down in Florida.
Right, he's taking care of things.
Darn it.
You bet your ass.
I got to tell you from my heart, man, this is not me spewing crap out of my pie hole. Man, do I feel for you.
By the way, there's a Category 4.
I never have been through a hurricane.
But you were in Category 5.
No, you were Category 5. That's right.
That's a movie.
Oh, no.
This is not a movie. This is real life.
Yeah.
If you two could just shut the hell up for 2 seconds to tell you.
I think you should let us go.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, bye.
Because when it comes to emotion, I guess you don't want real emotion. I feel for you folks who have suffered in Florida
100%.
Beyond belief, man. I saw this picture of this elderly woman in her home, just sort of standing there looking at the flood and the devastation and crap just spurned around her house, and thought, my God, man, here's a woman in her late 70s or 80s. It's not supposed to happen. And then you have a Joy Behar on the friggin' View making this sound as though this is an event that happens often, certainly too often, and calling this a climate change catastrophe.
Okay.
It's only been happening for a gazillion frigging years.
Since the planet's
It's called a hurricane.
Yep.
Okay, here is Brain Trust Joy Behar on The View.
Rico was actually part of the United States.
Understood.
He
I just
didn't-
wanted to
I
correct
think
the
that's
record.
what
He
we-
did call
yeah.
them.
I'm sorry, Lori, pause for a second. This is co-host Alyssa Farah Griffin, and then, and of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Whoopi Goldberg, and then Behar, of course, has to butt in. In case you were wondering, is she intelligent or not? She needs to let you know how stupid she is. So this is Alyssa Farah Griffin.
Rico was actually part of the United States.
Understood. I just wanted to correct the record. He did call Democrats,
you know,
but
that's what. But I think that's what. It is. Go ahead.
This is a moment, I think, for DeSantis to show he's a leader of all Floridians. That it's not about politics. I would encourage.
Pause. DeSantis never ever makes it about politics.
Never.
You stupid idiot,
Never.
Alyssa Farah Griffin. Isn't she the token righty?
Right. She is.
Right?
Yep. Idiot. She's an idiot.
Stupid. Effing stupid show,
Right.
stupid people, and this is the person they peg as the person on the right. DeSantis is not about politics. See, you can't get it clear and you can't figure this effing thing out, you stupid people. He is about doing the right thing, as Donald Loudmouth Trump
He loves America.
the right
Yeah.
thing for Americans, for Floridians. Continue with his dumbass.
Don't even call your political team for the next week. Focus on helping the people of Florida, the Democrats, people whose counties are never going to vote for you. He's smarter than Trump. I think we all kind of recognize this. I actually expect to see very competent leadership really from saying him on much. this.
He's not saying much, but he is smarter.
Pause. That's Joy saying, boy, that's not saying a lot. The man is Ivy League, so he is intelligent. Is he smart? Yes, he's proven himself to be smart with his incredible common sense about helping Americans. Continue with these dumbasses.
You know, there's such a thing as emotional intelligence. Can I just make this one point?
Yes. Yeah, go.
Because according to the NPR, Florida's climate challenges are among the biggest in the country.
Pause. Citing You're laughing
NPR.
because of that, right?
Yes, I am.
Yes, citing NPR.
Yes.
NPR.
NPR.
NPR. Climate changes in Florida.
No, climate challenges. She said,
are
which we-
are the worst in Florida.
Yep.
They always have
how do these people? How are they able? They're too stupid to put food in their mouth. How can they eat, Lori?
I don't know.
How can they sustain themselves?
If they do, they eat.
That's a pair Joy Behar knows how.
I think you're right.
No, she does.
Mark.
Yeah, she does.
Mark, she learned. I believe that she is on the winning tip of that. Go.
Okay.
Hurricanes intensified by climate change, rising sea levels, extreme heat and drought, and health. This one's the worst one. Health threats from mosquito-borne diseases.
Pause. What? Yeah, that's the worst one.
What?
Health threats from mosquito-borne diseases.
What the hell is she talking
Which
about?
has been around for as long as mosquitoes have been here.
Malaria.
Which, if I'm not wrong, is as long as the cockroach.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, Joy Behar, you know from where you speak. Continue.
Oh, my God.
This is the quote from Governor DeSantis about climate change. Quote, I am not in the pews of the church of the global warming leftists.
Good.
This is what he thinks about climate change.
Yes.
And now his state is getting hit with one of the worst hurricanes that they will ever see.
Perhaps he is smart enough to recognize that this is not normal.
Oh, my God.
Go ahead.
Pause. It is normal in its abnormality, you idiots. It's a hurricane.
It is a hurricane.
It's happened since Earth was invented.
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Did you hear me say invented?
Yeah. Was that?
Yes.
Was that Whoopi that came in right there?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. I see trees of green, red roses too.
Continue.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I hope that becomes the minority position, by the way, for Republicans. Younger Republicans absolutely know climate change is a crisis. It's an existential threat we have to deal with.
Dummies, what's the crisis?
For office?
I'm hoping they do.
I hope they do run for office. Oh, like there's a chance you're going to vote for a Republican, you idiots on the panel.
His reelection battle, and I think Trump's points, his approval rating went down 20 points after the handling of Hurricane Maria.
Yeah.
So this is a real test for him.
Yeah. Listen, whatever it is, take care of business because there are
All right,
people's lives.
enough of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
I can't handle these people.
I can't. No, because they're stupid, Lori.
No, it's
But you
awful.
handle you deal with stupid people every week.
I try.
Yeah, that's why Lori Downey Jr. does not hang out with me.
What do you mean?
Figure
it out.
Video.
Figure it out.
Video. Videos show audience booing Nancy Pelosi at New York City Music Festival. Now, if you know me, or if you listen to this show on occasion, Outlaw Radio, on YouTube, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. You have to punch it in that exact way, otherwise you find fake Outlaw Radios. Then you know how much I adore Manhattan. I love New York City.
You've always said
I
My
love
hometown.
it. I would live there.
I will
would
live
live
there.
in New York, but these days I'd have a tough time.
No, you wouldn't.
Where did that come from?
Nah, it's
Because
just
you have to know what
nonsensical.
part of New York that you want to live in.
Yeah, well, that would be if I want to be in the only friggin' borough that is conservative, I have to live on Staten Island. Well,
or Long
I'm not
Island.
going to.
Or Long Island.
That's still not. Yes, conservative. Much more than Manhattan, but every
course.
borough is more conservative than Manhattan. 68% of those idiot sticks are registered Democrats. So the welcome, it seems, was anything but warmth for House Speaker Nancy Big Jugs Pelosi as she was booed on stage at the Global Citizen Festival after being introduced by Indian actress Priyanka Chopra Jonas. That's the daughter of what's his name, right, Lori?
I don't know.
Tupac.
Oh, it is?
Tupac.
Tupac?
Tupac Chopra.
Tupac. That's
One of
what
the
I
great
thought.
rappers
Right.
who, by the way, lost his life in Vegas. Yeah.
I love that movie Sixth Sense he did too.
Yeah. This is Nancy getting booed by New Yorkers.
I couldn't talk about
As Speaker of the House, I am here to thank you for your dedication and determination
That's funny.
And you hear no respect for Nancy Pelosi.
None.
Because as she's trying to appeal to the audience and talk to the audience, they continue booing. Play that again, Lori.
I couldn't talk about
As Speaker of the House, I'm here to thank you.
You got louder.
They don't give an S what she has to say about climate change. She's only 82, looks 120, attending the gathering in New York Central Park with husband Paul when Chopra Jonas invited her to appear before the crowd of music devotees. The result in the city, 68% registered voters declare themselves Democrats, were underwhelming for them both. As Pelosi set out plans for heading to Congress to tackle climate issues, she says it's thanks to your help the United States recently enacted historic climate legislation, which will be a game changer. And of course, jeers and boos from the crowd.
Love that.
It'll slash carbon pollution. No, Lori, no, thank you. It'll slash carbon pollution by 40% by 2030. It'll give a story. So she's attempting to give all these friggin' ridiculous stats as the audience boos the hell out of this stupid broad.
Yep.
Mariah Carey, Metallica, the Jonas Brothers, and Usher performed at the festival. I think you remember Usher, but obviously Big Lefty. But I'll tell you what, if I see that dance floor and I hear this song,
I know what you're going to do.
Lori?
I know what you're going to do.
Am I pounding that dance floor into scraps of wood?
Scraps of wood.
Hell
Hands
yeah.
in the air?
Oh, hell yeah. I will dig out my old Angel's Flight friggin' leisure suit. I will slap that on, and I will get down
We stand for fun. We stand for great cigars. We stand for the perfect martini. And we stand for the American flag. We are Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
Lori, I would love to go out with the Could It Be Magic, the one written by Tony Orlando. Can you find that? Is it under Could It Be Magic?
I'll look.
I got into some hell on another radio show that I do throughout the world. Music radio show. I mentioned that Tony Orlando wrote that song. And it appears that many a listener took great umbrage on that. Well, he did write it. He did write it, the original. And then I was told that, well, the original, which was sort of a disco version of Could It Be Magic by Barry Manilow, sounds nothing like the hit. And you're wrong. You're wrong. All it is a slowed down version of this version.
They tempoed it down. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Tony Orlando wrote this.
Well, he didn't write this. This is Morris Day in the Time.
I believe he wrote this as well.
Oh, he did. I hope so.
For Morris Day in the Time.
Yeah, it's a good song.
My buddy Tony Orlando, who I still haven't talked to him about this.
Oh, you haven't?
Oh, no. This was a big one. This was, you couldn't believe the crap I went through.
I saw it.
Yeah. Okay. So you did find it, Lori?
Yeah.
So, okay, we'll go out with that in a second. Homeless man, and this is, talk about close to home, my friends. Homeless man refuses to move from a woman's porch here in Los Angeles.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. One man has decided to practically move into an already inhabited home.
Yes.
Chicola Thompson of Van Nuys, by the way, from where we emanate here in the San Fernando Valley, Van Nuys 10 minutes away.
Right.
Too close.
Has been desperately trying to get the LAPD to remove the homeless man, but so far she's had no luck.
Right.
He continues to return and make himself comfortable on her porch.
Right.
On her porch, her house.
He's got everything set up.
Thompson lives in the central San Fernando Valley region of LA. That's where we emanate, San Fernando Valley, and is now sharing part of her home with a homeless man against her will. She says, I don't feel safe when I come out here.
Really?
Try to enjoy my coffee or sit and do my yoga.
That's right. She had to take her yoga mat out. She had to remove all her furniture.
Well, the dude just wants to see some yoga pants.
She continued, I had to take up my rug for him not to lay here, but that didn't stop him.
No.
I hope that the LAPD will do their job and take this individual away from this community, take him somewhere he can be evaluated.
Right.
But so far the LAPD hasn't spoken to this.
Their hands are tied.
She says she's seen this man on her porch at least 10 times in the past month,
really
and is now concerned about her safety.
Of course.
That's what happens when you vote Democrat.
Oh.
Democrats run our city. They run our state here in California. The only reason this man is not removed is because the cops' hands are tied.
Man.
They
are afraid.
They are. They don't want to do anything these days.
Well, they're not afraid. They don't have the right
No.
to either
Lori,
5150
During
them.
one of her complaints to the LAPD, officers arrived at a residence and asked, do you know this individual?
Right.
Their interaction was recorded on her Ring security camera.
Yep.
She informed the officers she has no affiliation with the man.
Right.
He told the police that he lives here,
Yep.
but he doesn't live here, she said. I do not know him. I don't know this man, she added. But yet, there he is, a homeless guy on the porch of this gal who's minding her own business, trying to live a life. Thank you, Lori Downey Jr., producer of Outlaw Radio, my brother Mark.
T, thank you.
For returning.
Yeah.
Mark C.G. Boyer.
T.
I will continue to be Magic Matt on Outlaw Radio on YouTube, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Please, as we head, and by the way, this is Barry Manilow singing on this Tony Orlando written song. Don't forget, Bumblebees Can't Fly.